weekend, so how appropriate. We are in the nation's capital for the final game of week number 4. Bo Levi Mitchell and the Tiger Cats hoping to get their young season back on track, especially because up next for Hamilton, BC and Toronto. Darius Pickett, meanwhile, hoping to get the party started in Ottawa as the RedBlacks look to bounce back after that deflating loss to the Montreal Alouettes. It is Sunday Night Football on TSN, everybody. Kate Burness alongside Enoch Mwamba and Milt Stiegel as we get set for the Tiger Cats taking on the RedBlacks. And let us talk about this Hamilton Tiger Cats team. I mentioned that they have coming up, they got the Lions, they got the Argonauts, they get the Elks, but then they have back-to-back against the Alouettes. This is a daunting schedule. I don't want to say it's a must-win, but it feels like a must-win, Enoch.
Absolutely. I mean, if I'm in that locker room right now, Kate, I'm talking to the whole team, and I'm telling them we got to live in the moment, and we got to stay in the moment. We got to take advantage of the moment. We got to win now. We can't look at next week. We can't look at what's coming ahead, but we got to start winning as well. And so it's all about the leadership in that locker room, and you talk about even in the coaching staff, you see a lot of moves and changes and transactions within the roster, changes as like Moxie coming in. I think that's going to help a lot. It's going to bring some leadership. You look at DQ Thomas is a new linebacker that's got brought on to play over there as well. They're changing things around because obviously there's things that need to be changed and addressed in order for them to change things to move in a better direction.
Yeah, you're talking about that schedule, Kate. That's the bad news. The good news is, yes, this team has started 0-3, but in the previous 2 seasons, they were 0-4 and 0-3, and you know who broke the losing streak? These Ottawa RedBlacks. So I'm sure they're thinking about that. Easier said than done. That man right there, Tim White, that's who I'm looking at. Last year, he led the league in receiving yardage. This year, it's been a struggle. It's been a big struggle. There's a lot of pressure on him. He needs to come out and play. He's paid some decent money. He wanted more than what he got, but he paid some decent money. He has to earn his check now.
You know what? It actually might be easier for him on the road, too, tonight. This will be really interesting. And no James Butler either for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. A big loss for them, but we know the Red Black fans love to come out and party on a Sunday night. It's the night before Canada Day. Let's celebrate with this game kickoff from Ottawa coming up next.
The Tiger Cats are one of 3 CFL teams still looking for their first win of the season. Winnipeg and Edmonton both lost this week to fall 0-4. Hamilton is looking to avoid a similar fate against Ottawa in a game that has hovered around a pick'em at FanDuel. Takia Singh in studio getting you set for CFL finale of week 4. The Ticats actually started the season as a second choice to win the East Division, only behind Montreal. However, it's the Alouettes that stand atop the East at 4-0, while Hamilton will attempt to avoid an 0-4 start tonight. Bo Levi Mitchell has averaged 325 yards and 2 touchdown passes per game through 3 starts, but he's also thrown 5 interceptions. The bigger concern for the Tiger Cats is a defense that has allowed at least 32 points in each of its first 3 losses. Hamilton has allowed an average of 33.7 points per game, the worst mark in the CFL. Ottawa's team total is set at over/under 25.5 points. Meanwhile, the RedBlacks to record 4 or more big plays can be found at longer than 3-1 odds at FanDuel. With the game total set at 51.5 points, plenty of scoring is expected in Ottawa tonight. That brings us to the 5 most popular anytime touchdown props for tonight's game. Hamilton's Jamar Bridges is the most popular pick, but the rest of the board is all Ottawa, including Devontae Dedmon at nearly 4-1 odds. Let's see if the Tiger Cats can avoid an 0-4 start and pick up their first win of the season tonight in Ottawa.
Thank you, Kate, and we wish everyone a happy Canada Day weekend heading into the big holiday tomorrow and celebrating with some CFL football here at TD Place in Ottawa. Welcome. The RedBlacks finishing up week 4 with their first game against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Important East Division battle, Maddie. And for Drew Brown, new to this team, 2 games in. Good start, the win against his old club, and then a bit of a setback for the entire team in Montreal last week.
Absolutely, making a 6th start, and that's wet behind the ears, Rod, no matter how you look at it. He's going to try to figure it out, and he knows, just like this man does, Bo Levi Mitchell, that turnovers will kill you, and they did with both these quarterbacks last week.
The first visiting head coach in the history of the Ottawa RedBlacks 10 years ago was Scott Milanovich. He was with the Argos then. With the Ticats now off to an 0-3 start after back-to-back losses to Saskatchewan. Bob Dice, second full season as the head coach of the Ottawa RedBlacks, a team that has not beaten Hamilton. It's now 10 games in a row. It goes back to the East Division final of 2018, so there's something. Dice is looking for a change for Ottawa, and Devontae Dedmon is someone who can make big changes in a losing cause. He had another kick return for a touchdown last week against Montreal.
Right, I'm telling you right now, folks that are watching from home on this Canada Day long weekend, wind is a factor here at TD Place. And Calgary won the toss, or excuse me, Hamilton won the toss and chose to defer.
And so off that kickoff by Mark Leggio, it is taken by Dedmon, who coughs up the football. A week ago in Saskatchewan, Hamilton fumbled the opening kickoff. It led to a Rough Rider touchdown. This time it's the other way around for the Ticats as they'll take over in great position after Dedmon coughed up the opening play.
Yeah, and I mentioned it off the top, how turnovers will kill your quarterbacks. And, you know, you've got nothing to do with this. You know, you're just hoping your teammates start off well, and 2 weeks in a row, nightmare for the RedBlacks, turning the football over. Well, that's just unexpected, and now you got to bow your necks as a defense.
Well, Scott Milanovich and the Cats, as mentioned, can certainly relate, Matty, because they were the victims of it last week against the Riders, and really it was tough to overcome for them as they fell behind in Saskatchewan. And penalty against the right tackle,
first down.
Quentin Barrows, so that pushes them 5 yards further back.
Yeah, and if you're the RedBlacks, you'll take 5, 6 of these.
With 35, Hamilton football. They got the wind at their back here in the first quarter. Quick hitter, and that is complete. It's down inside the 30 to the 26 for their leading receiver so far in 2024, Shamar Bridges.
Yeah, and Bo starts off with an easy completion there, getting about 10 yards right back. So just spots the receiver underneath. That 0-3 is not what you're used to or accustomed to if you're Bo Levi Mitchell. Guy's got the best, if not the best, winning percentage in the history of the Canadian Football League.
So Bridges got 10, a 2nd and 5. This nosing up near the 25-yard line. Opening possession. Final game of week 4. Mitchell leaves the pocket, goes to the right. Still has time. Malden can't get him. Off to a slow start, shall we say. It's been much talked about, but a quick strike from Mitchell and the Cats, the touchdown to Tim White.
Exactly what the Hamilton Tiger Cat football gods ordered. Turnover on the opening kickoff. And watch Bo Levi Mitchell. Something he's doing really well this year is his mobility. Watch him buy time here. Flushes to the right, takes full advantage, directs traffic, and throws a dime to Tim White. And that ball's sailing on him a little bit, and White made a really nice catch there to start this off for the Ticats.
He had 8 touchdown catches in 2023. That is Tim White's first touchdown this season. The point after by Mark Leggio. And as said, this is very similar to the way the game started for Hamilton against Saskatchewan last week, except it was the Ticats coughing up the ball. This time, they benefit from the turnover, and they have the 7-point lead.
Yeah, and this is big for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. What a start. You can't ask for anything better. Spoon-fed a fumble, and then watch what White does right here. He's third from the bottom right there, and watch how he's going on a little crosser right here. He sees his quarterback scramble. He does a 360, and he says, you know what, I'm gonna go deep. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You hear Suits talk about it all the time from week to week. Scramble rule, and he did it there perfectly, and Bo Levi Mitchell bought a little time. Feathered the ball out to him. He makes a nice catch to open this up.
And it all started with the fumble by Dedmon on the opening kickoff. It's in his hands again now from Leggio across the 20. Devontae Dedmon looking to make amends, and a good return here. He's still going. Another head of steam by Dedmon as he breaks free and he gets it into the Ticat zone. Had a 101-yard kickoff return for a touchdown last week, and that one does help make up for the fumble, Matty. Big return.
Yeah, and Rod, you said it. He's trying to make up for it. And why not? You know, it's kind of like quarterback going to receiver that just put one on the ground. You go right back to him because second effort you know is going to be there, and that's what you get from Devontae Dedmon. One of the most dangerous in the league, and certainly just phenomenal effort there by 17, getting his offense on the field, good field position.
Good spot right at midfield. That's where they put the ball down. So the first possession for Drew Brown in this game, down 7 points, faking the handoff to Armstead and then throwing it off to Jalen Ackman, the ex-Ticat, who takes it down what looks to be a first down right across the 45.
Yeah, Drew Brown, this is a nice start of the game. Easy throw, little play action, and finds an easy first down moving the sticks. And you know, he found out last week turnovers will kill you, and it's tough to claw back from. It can change the complexion of a football game. You can't run it as much. Armstead only had 6 touches last week as opposed to 16 in week 1. You can't control the line of scrimmage. You lose the time of possession. All kind of heck breaks loose, and Drew Brown figured that out early last week.
Completes his first pass. Jalen Ackman with a touchdown talked about last week in Montreal. A 1st and 10 from the Hamilton 45. And Brown escapes the pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Wanted to dump it off, and instead he slides down for another Ottawa first down. Another 10-yard pickup, getting down to the Ticat 35.
Yeah, we got a bird's eye view up here, and you watch your back for he relates to the boundary, and our receiver does, and there he goes. That's Hardy. He's just all there by himself, and Drew scrambles that way. Now he's putting a DB in a cat and mouse situation. He takes it for 10 there. Nice play.
Well, they ruled it was about an inch or two shy of the first down, so
I get Crum involved.
Get Dustin Crum in there for short yardage to move the sticks officially. It is a first down now.
I think Drew stayed in for that one. My bad. I think Drew stayed in there for that. 2 runs in a row. Hey, Pelios trying to shore up that right tackle spot. You got Jacob Rudy backing up, and Hardy's arguably been the best receiver for the RedBlacks to this point, and Armstead, a new running back, needs to see the ball, and here he has it in his hands now.
Rock Armstead gets it down to the 30, puts his head down up against Destin Talbert, and a good gain on the ground to look at the Ticats defense.
Yeah, bringing on a leader, true leader, Casey Sales, University of Ohio, Bobcat. Starting in the interior. Moxie, been with the team 3 weeks. He's starting at Sam linebacker, a strong side linebacker at 5'10", 185. Then you got your starting corner, Jamal Peters, 6'2", about 210. It's like those 2 guys seem like they'd be swapping positions, but Moxie taking on the role of strong side linebacker.
Armstead has a pickup of 7. It's a 2nd and 3. Throwing, completing 2 to an open Armstead. Daylight ahead as he breaks another tackle. He gets down near the Ticat end zone, out of bounds at the 1. Great work after the catch by Raquel Armstead and a pickup of 25 yards.
Yeah, a third receiver coming right down here, and watch him just kind of bow out to his left, and boy, he gets this ball right in front of the linebacker trying to get out there in a hurry. Kyrie Wilson trying to get out there, can't do it. Now he's in a chase position, coming right at you. Enjoy this. If you're a DB, not so much.
And now it's Dustin Crum in short yardage, trying to find the end zone. Touchdown. The RedBlacks do. They answer right back after the turnover that led to the quick Hamilton touchdown. And Dustin Crum comes in to finish off an impressive drive for Bob Dice's Ottawa RedBlacks.
Whew. Speaking of a lot of football players prior to the football game on the field, a lot of them felt this might be a high-scoring venture. 5 minutes in, we got 2 majors. I'm liking what I'm seeing, Rod. Dustin Crum, he's used to getting in that end zone.
He is. It's his 2nd time this year, 2nd rushing TD for Crum. And he had a lot of them, 9 of them, last year when he was starting more with the RedBlacks. Lewis Ward on now, and Richie Leone putting it down, and Lewis Ward is wide to the right on that point after. So it's not a tie game as this Ticats take a knee. So a 7-6 ball game, but an impressive job by the RedBlacks offense working down the field. Hamilton still up by a point early here in Ottawa.
Yeah, just taking a look at the response drive by the RedBlacks, and it's Brock Armstead getting around the outside, delivering a blow at the end of that run. Then out of the backfield, outflanking Wilson, delivers another blow to Castatonis. And Dustin Crump finishes it off, and I tell you, it doesn't look like much, Rod, but as a quarterback, you speak in sevens, not sixes, right? Because you always think that the convert is going to be automatic, and
and with Lewis Ward, it usually is.
That's a smack in the face right there. You drive right down and response drive, and you put it in the end zone, which your team needed, and then you miss the convert. But Ward's been perfect, 2-2 on the year. That one hurts.
Lawrence Woods bobbling that kickoff. He has some speed now, too, as he gets it up across the 40. And he gets tackled. It's a 7-6 game, a 1-point lead with the Ticats on that missed extra point.
Yeah, he was lit up at the end there, and we know this guy can run. That's what we're blessed with in the Canadian Football League. We got some incredible returners, and Lawrence Woods, third, just absolutely finds a hole there, exploits it, and then it's lights out right about there. That was great.
Hard hit and special teams work by the RedBlacks. 1st and 10 at the Hamilton 42. Bo Levi Mitchell.
I like it.
And the toss, the sweep. Tim White, who has the touchdown and is trying to get a few more yards here as he gets it up to around the 40 for a short pickup on 1st down for that Ticats offense.
Not fooling the party starter to pick it there, but a lot of talk about the 2 starting tackles for the Ticats, trying to figure it out. Rookies there on the edge. Got my full attention. I'm a quarterback. New running back and Greg Bell toting the rock. And then you've got Bridges, been the best receiver, a rookie for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Ex-RedBlack Antti Litre is the running back now for Hamilton. Stays in to protect. The throw is low for Keandre Smith. You can't get the handle on it. Would have been close to a 1st down for Smith. It was a touchdown in each of his first 3 games this season. It'll be 3rd down Ticats now.
Yeah, Bo Levi, he knows that this was a bad throw, and he's got to get it up and spot down on 8-5 there. And yeah, a little disgusted with himself there as he goes off the football field, and a 2 and out.
So Nick Constantino is standing back at the 30 to punt this one away.
Texas A&M product.
There he is. He's an Aggie from Melbourne, Australia.
How does that happen?
A lot of Aussies in the CFL. Global player.
Huge leg.
Nice punt. Left-footed punter. And here's Devontae Dedman again. Dedman, 3rd in the CFL coming in this week in punt return average yardage, but a flag is out on that return by Dedman. Looks like it'll be coming back a little closer to the Ottawa end zone. Drew Brown, good start. And this is 1st season with the Ottawa RedBlacks, his 3rd start, and they're trailing by a point here in the 1st quarter. We'll call it a better start for Drew Brown and the RedBlacks tonight. Matty, this was last week in Montreal. First pass was picked off, and he ended up settling down a little bit. They were down at 1 point, 30-1. There's a touchdown pass to Jalen Ackland.
Yeah, it changed the complexion of the football game, and now you're not only behind the sticks, you're behind on the scoreboard, and it changes who's getting the ball, how you attack the game, how the game's called. And against Montreal, they just continued.
Hitting receiver, but that falls incomplete. 2nd down.
Yeah, both quarterbacks we've seen throw the football where they really don't want it to, making it tough on the receiver. Hardy tries and goes, gets it.
Similar to what we saw at Mosaic last week when the Ticats were there. 2nd down and 10 from the Ottawa 12. So Brown and the RedBlacks deep into their zone. 4-man pressure, dumping it off, caught by Armstead, and he cuts off to the left and gets it to about the 15, but still not nearly enough for a first down, as Richie Leone's going to have to come on and kick it away.
Yeah, good job of finding it underneath. You're going to watch him free release right here down the bottom, right here, and check it down. And then watch Wilson do his thing. Can't go east and west in this league because you got a lot of speed out there, and they'll nullify yours big time with angles, and you saw it on that play.
Kyle Wilson, the leading tackler of the Ticats early in the season. Leone. That punt for Lawrence Woods inside his 45. Gets it up to the 50, and more swarming special teams coverage. Lucas Cormier in his second year in there, and so is Marco Dubois.
Dolan is just begging me to watch this. I said, well, when the whole thing drops, we'll binge on it, but be patient.
But you will watch, though, right?
Oh, yeah, we'll watch.
Yeah. The Hamilton 51. And there's the new running back for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, filling in for James Butler. That's Greg Bell, with Butler out with a concussion.
Yeah, I really like this RedBlacks defense, and the guy that lit it up last year with 12 sacks, he's got 0 on the year. Look at him get off the schneid. And Bryce Carter, of course, you got Mullen in interiors, outstanding. You get a pick up like Pickett. That's crazy. The party starter, seen him involved already. And they got Sherrard Baltimore basically just hanging out, living here in the city. Hey, we need some help. Baltimore to the rescue.
Passing now on the 2nd and 6. It's Tim White again. 2 targets, 2 catches, 1 for a touchdown, that one for a first down for Hamilton.
Yeah, all day long between Bo Levi and Tim White here. This much room. DB's playing inside. Take that all day. Don't even have to turn your back to the quarterback there. Just kind of feather out there, and you can put it on him and have the DB in front of your face, and now you're back to him, and that made that look pretty easy.
Get it down to the Ottawa 48. Ticats with a 1-point lead. Taking the handoff to Bell. That throw is low again, intended for White, but it would have been a tough catch for Tim White there.
Has nothing to do with his arm there, just his feet. His feet weren't ready to throw that football, and it just stymied his ability to put anything on it, and he threw it right in the ground. You know, you talked to Scott Marunovich, and we had this week at length, and you know, he talks about how he's having to reprogram Bo Levi Mitchell to some degree, and his way of thinking and going about executing the Hamilton Ticats game plans.
Looked really good in the first 2 games. Bit of a step back last week at Mosaic by the admission of both. They weren't happy with the way he played. And he faces some heat, and he is taken down there.
Yeah.
It's Bryce Carter.
There you go, little red and white for you. Bryce Carter getting to the quarterback. That's just a power move, just pushing the young Barrow out of the way.
Yards, punting again. That gusting breeze, swirling, and it's caught by Dedman. And he just weaves his way through and continues.
He's on fire.
Somehow Devontae Dedman finds yardage when it looks like there's none there, and he gets it up across the 30 for Drew Brown and the Ottawa RedBlacks, including Dominic Rhymes, back home in Ottawa after some years in BC. Claire Hanna is going to talk about that when we come back from the CFL on TSN in Ottawa. Dominic Rhymes started his CFL career with Ottawa, went away for 3 seasons with the BC Lions. A lot of success, especially in 2022. This is what he's done with the RedBlacks. Home again. Let's go down to Claire Hanna.
Even Canadian winters here in Canada's capital, and that's because his fiancée, Mackenzie, is from Ottawa. Now, in the offseason, he'd even train with some of his former RedBlacks teammates like Dandridge, Oladejo, Dedman, and he felt like it manifested himself to return here. He said when he played Ottawa, they were tough, but there were some big plays that were always kind of missing, and he felt, you know what, I think I can come to Ottawa and be a part of those big plays. But he told me, I was always made to play here, and what a tune it would be for Rhymes if he could win a Grey Cup here in his adopted hometown.
Be quite a story, Claire. Remembering his days in 2019, a breakout season with Ottawa before he took off to the BC Lions. On that sweep is Justin Hardy, but not much there as the Ticats have that nicely strung out. But yeah, Rhymes making the choice too, Matty, to stay in Ottawa year round.
Yeah, and you know, when you find your fiance here, yeah, it's going to play a big factor too. It's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to move to Ottawa, and I'm going to really like it. Yeah. So that's Dominic Rhymes, special receiver. Just talked to his quarterback. He says he's never had one like him. Says his range, catch range, radius is just off the chart.
2nd and 10, flag coming out. Brown gets rid of it. Open receiver, it's Hardy. What would be a big first down for Ottawa down inside the Hamilton 45. Saw the flag come out with a snap of the ball, and indications are from the RedBlacks that it is against Hamilton.
Okay.
Offside. Hamilton right at it. That penalty be declined. The result of the play is a first down.
And a 34-yard pickup, Matty.
Yeah, again, right here, a little Canada Day circle for you. And Hardy just gets in behind the DB and just kind of settles down and says, yeah, I'm open. Just put it out here. Good job by Drew Brown finding it. That's
on the carry. That's Braylon Addison.
Yeah,
we saw that a few times. He's had some running plays. The ex-Ticat going up against his old team, but we saw him, Matty, against Winnipeg in their opener used as a running back.
Yeah, and you know he's exceptional at doing this. He's shotgun, and he's used to doing this. Did it in high school. He ran the football a lot when he's a Ticat, and a little mix-up there for the Hamilton Ticat defense. Braylon Addison knows what he's doing in the shotgun.
Had a couple of good seasons with the Ticats. Him and Speedy Banks back in 2019 with well over 1,000 yards. 2nd down. It is caught. It is right down, just shy of a first down by the looks of things, right around the 35 of the Ticats. It'll be close. Destin Talbert making the move from Sam linebacker to boundary halfback for this game.
Yeah, he's right here, and he's going to come underneath. Little clear out route. And that's when things get nasty, because you know the heat is coming if you catch that underneath route.
And Brown stayed in and looked to have enough for the first down when again a flag is on the field.
It's typically the neutral zone.
Offside. Hamilton number 44. 5-yard penalty. First down.
2nd offside penalty against the Ticats in this drive. This time the veteran Casey Sales in his 2nd year with the Ticats.
Yeah, and trying to get after his good friend. And got a little too close off the start. Casey Sales, one of the captains of the Hamilton Ticat defense. 2nd year, making an impact.
Former Bomber, as was Drew Brown, handing off again on the ground and a pickup of a couple of more yards there for the RedBlacks and Rock Armstead, the ball carrier.
Yeah, obviously you want to get him the ball and establish that line of scrimmage, make it easier on the big boys up front. That's what they're doing here in the mindset. Picking up 3, not exactly what you're looking for, but give the defense something to think about. Heard a lot of talk over the weekend, particularly yourself and Suits, talking about establish the line of scrimmage, even to detriment of the flow of a game. Well, it pays dividends for you.
2nd and 7 now. The Hamilton 27. That one intended for Rhymes. And Kenneth George is the one covering Rhymes as that one goes off and incomplete.
Yeah, and it looked like from here it was really good timing by George, breaking on the dig. Brown looks left as he should and finds a hole to the right, sticks it there, but George undercut Rhymes and made a really nice play in the football. Wasn't being fooled, wasn't watching the quarterback, just minding his business and keeping an eye on Dominic Rhymes. Did a great job of playing that football.
Here's Lewis Ward now, missed the point after earlier, and dealing with that win, he still manages to tuck it in to the left upright. And it is good. Flag is down, and a little discussion here. But a 34-yard field goal try by Lewis Ward. did put it through in what would give the RedBlacks a 2-point lead.
Well, you can really see Lewis Ward drive that football into that wind. Started it left and stayed. One of the best we've ever seen in the Canadian Football League.
69 straight. Think about that.
That's
2018 to 19.
It's ridiculous.
There's no flag on the play.
Well, I
Field
saw
goal is
one.
good.
Well, that settles that. They pick it up. Lewis Ward is good on that field goal try, and now 3 for 4 in the season. And once again, from 34, that's his longest. He's had 3 this season from 34 yards. That one has given the RedBlacks the lead. Back up 2 now, 9-7. And that win does look like a bit of an adventure, too, especially going down to that end zone.
Got that right. Lewis figured it out and brought his team on top by 2.
Starting at the 40, Bo Levi Mitchell. Ticats now trailing.
Nice.
Throwing at first down. It is caught by Tim White. 3rd catch already. And they kept saying when Tim White was struggling, they are going to go back to him. They're going to keep feeding him the ball, and they're doing that in this first quarter.
Watch, you kind of fly and die. DB's high. Bo spots the football already. Bang. Gonna come back. That's exactly what he's talking about, how to run the out when the DB's playing high and inside. Just go ahead and just turn around, feather out, and the ball will be on you because you got a guy like Bo Levi Mitchell doing it.
Running the football this time. That is Greg Bell, as mentioned, in for James Butler. With a concussion, not able to play in this game. And Bell with that carry, they were scrimmaging just inside the RedBlack zone at the 54 of Ottawa.
Yeah, you know, you really don't know what you have until you see it. And Frankie Griffin, we know what we have with him. Yeah, Texas State product. Houston, Texas, gets in there and makes a nice tackle on it. First down running back for the Ticats.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Mitchell, time, little bump.
Look at
And he takes off. You don't see Bo Levi Mitchell run a lot.
this. But what do you do, Ryan?
He made it count. He did against Calgary as well. And he got that down near the Ottawa 40. It is a first down for the Ticats, a pickup of 9.
That's right about his average at a little over 10. He's at 10-3 this year, which is incredible. Bo just does not do that very often. But this year, he's able to exploit it defense-wise because he's pretty healthy. Knock on wood.
From the Ottawa 42 and back to Bell. And Javon Santos Knox, who used to play with the Ticats, makes that tackle there. 5 on 5 and a gain of about 4 or 5 yards for the Ticats.
And you look at this graphic on Greg Bell. We're excited about him. I mean, you have to be. You got to have guys waiting in the wings, and Greg Bell's a good one. He's done it in a lot of different places, and Ticats are looking for it right here in the absence of Butler.
Setting up a screen to Bell in the last play of the first quarter as he gets that one down for another first down. The sticks will move down inside the 30. They'll switch ends, and the Ticats will start the second against the wind, but they've got something going right now. They got the touchdown very early. A quick 3-play drive after a fumbled kickoff return, and then the RedBlacks drove back. Dustin Crum got it. We got a close one here, 9-7 through the first 15. Through one quarter, it's the RedBlacks with a 2-point lead on the Ticats, Matty. Both of these teams wanted to get off to better starts. Both had bad starts and paid for it last week. It looked like Ottawa's start was a disaster with the quick Hamilton touchdown off the fumble, but they did make up for it.
They did, and it looked like it because it was. Yeah. and Hamilton took full advantage, scoring 7 points off of it. That's the 7 you see from that football team. Bo's got him going the right direction now, but I really like the way that Drew Brown responded, didn't panic, moved his football team down the field, and put up basically 9 points in a hurry, and has a 2-point lead at the end of the first. And it's a good sign by a young quarterback, not panicking, not trying to do too much. Had some big plays of his own. Both quarterbacks using their legs too, Rod.
They are. Mitchell, we saw recently on this drive, late in the first quarter, take off to get a first down. It's a 1st and 10 from the Ottawa 30 to start quarter number 2. With the Ticats looking to retake the lead. And it's off for Dunbar, and that one just goes too high and sails out of bounds, incomplete.
And that could be the win that we're talking about here, Rod. And that ball just, like you said, sailed right over the top. And it was just trying a little stick out there and it would hit screen and couldn't find him. Really no hands up, nothing. Ball just sails.
Up here in the booth, we're experiencing very strong gusts of wind, usually from the east, but it's, you know, looking at the upright flags, it's harder to get a read on it.
We need more hairspray, for sure.
Definitely. Pressure on Mitchell, and he just throws it away. There is a flag down on the field.
Yeah, I think he's going against Hamilton here, Rod. It's good news for Ottawa.
Offside, Hamilton. That penalty be declined.
He's really starting to settle down as a professional kicker. And last year, great example of that, almost 88%. 41 of 47, 6 of 7 this year.
6 for 7 overall, Matty.
Yep.
They did not attempt a field goal last week at Mosaic Stadium in Regina. So first attempt in 2 games for Mark Leggio. And this one,
he managed to win like Lewis Ward had to deal with.
38 yards out. And that is perfect. Splits the uprights Leggio. So 7 for 8 on the season, and the lead restored for Hamilton by a point. Justin Hardy, 1,000-yard receiver with the RedBlacks last season, and a big game statistically in a losing.
That's why you see Justin Hardy with some serious yak yards. Almost 40% of his yardage comes from after he catches a football. It's because he knows what to do with it once it gets in his hands.
Hardy on again. Ottawa after the Ticat field goal, starting from their 40. Rock Armstead, right side, picks up a couple there. 2nd and long coming up for the RedBlacks.
Yeah, just been outstanding, Rod, and you know it's noticeable. I can see it, and when you watch game after game, week after week, and you watch players catch the football and how quickly they get out of the catch, and they start turning up the football field. Hardy does it as good as anybody in the league, and big-time player his quarterback simply loves to find. It started early in training camp. He said as you see him anywhere, he's just seeing a lot of balls.
That's 2nd down and 8 and a 1st down 2. Coming back to the ball is Jalen Acklin with Jamal Peters on him, but Acklin with the catch against his whole squad, and the sticks move for Ottawa.
Yeah, right up here all by himself, Jalen Acklin. Like to see him get more involved. Nice route, just get the DB. Full out sprint, thinking deep, then come back underneath, and quarterback spots it beautifully, and Acklin showing that he moved the sticks.
Gain of 9 for a 1st down. He's got 2 catches for 19 yards so far. Swinging it out and a little bit too far there for Armstead, just off the fingertips and down for a 2nd down.
Yeah, the wind just pushed that one ball right down. You could see it in perfect line in our vision here, and that ball was just pushed right to the ground as soon as it came out of his hand. Another factor in that, he didn't have the laces. Yeah, that'll mess you up in a hurry, but I guarantee you play the position of quarterback in a shotgun, they go over that 24/7. You figure out how to do that all the time.
2nd and 10 from the 51. 4-man rush. Brown leaves the pocket with Barlow chasing him. Throws it down the right. And no, incomplete. It was intended for Acklin again, but instead, a 3rd down coming up.
Nothing funny about that, but as a receiver, you know, you just got to let that one go because that ball had some heat on it. Brakes contained, coming right at you. Here he comes, stick it on him. Bang.
Tim White back for the return. Leone with the punt. White instead of Woods. And picks up a couple of yards with Justin Howell bearing in after a 49-yard punt.
That is a great directional punt by Leone.
Tim White's been the top receiver so far for the Ticats. He scored a touchdown. And Hamilton back on the field, too, with a 1-point lead. Coming into this game, Tim White had just 10 catches and 26 targets, Matty. This time targeted, including that touchdown, 4 times. He's caught 3.
Yeah, and I think Bo is really feeling comfortable and steadfast and getting number 12 the ball, and he has here in the first 17, 18 minutes of play. And it's the Tim White that we're accustomed to seeing produce for the Ticats, and he and Bo Levi Mitchell are a deadly combination in their on. We're seeing it here in this ballgame.
He's in the slot, waggling in the top of the screen. Standing at the 10 is Mitchell. Looks that way and tosses it off for Shamar Bridges, who gets a flag. A late flag is thrown in that coverage by the RedBlacks. And looks like pass interference coming up here against Ottawa.
Pass interference. Ottawa number 32. Spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Excuse me, just top of the screen there. Wow.
So 38, DeAndre Lamont. Tom Valesi had said 32, but meaning 38. Lamont is flagged for the PI.
And a lot of hand jostling.
Ottawa is challenging the call of pass interference. We'll review the play.
Here we go.
They had to do a lot of shuffling. Lamont, who had been on the field side, moving over to the boundary side, as you talked about with the injury to Money Hunter. They've had some injury challenges, especially on the corners so far this season, but Brendan Dandridge has also been out. So have another look. Command center. Dave Foxcroft taking a look after the Ottawa challenge. Is it pass interference against DeAndre Lamont? Take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Getting a look at what the command center is seeing there. DeAndre Lamont, Matty, one more look. Is this pass interference?
Well, I think it'd be on both guys. You know, I just think they're jostling out there, and that's a tough call for Lamont, trying to just relocate a receiver as he tries to. Yeah, that's.
Bob Dice is 10 for 19 in his career and challenges at 53%. How about this one to Tom Valesi?
20.
After review from the command center, the ruling on the field stands. Ottawa will be charged a timeout.
Of course, they don't like it here, Rod. Bob doesn't either. Moves to 10 and 20 on challenges. It's not a bad record. 50% is pretty good. But hey, Lamont playing short side corner, weak corner. That's tough position, especially against a receiver that's feeling it in Ridges.
Moves it up to the 36 and a first down. And the door was closed for Bell, so he tried another door, went a little out to the left, and picks up a couple of yards. A second and long coming up.
Late flag. I saw a late flag there, Rod. Might have been just a towel that was thrown. Good second effort to pick up 3.
And a 2nd and 7 now at the Hamilton 39. Mitchell gets rid of it. Tight coverage. Lamont again on Bridges, and Bridges catches that. Leading receiver, the rookie.
That's just getting physical over there, and that's just good play on both sides, I think. And let him go. One-on-one. Watch this. Just great coverage. Just a better throw. I mean, that's the only place that the receiver can catch it. That's where Bo put it.
Gain of 10, up to the 49, back to Bell, right side, and Bryce Carter gets a wrap on him as he gets it closer to midfield. Looks like he's got about 5 more yards on the ground for the Ticats. Just shy of midfield around the Hamilton 54.
Yeah, we've seen Bo make a couple of throws that were not on the money, but this one couldn't have been thrown any better. Not sure Bridges actually got his hands underneath it, but That's long gone, and that's in the books, but excellent spotted ball by Bo Levi Mitchell.
Who is 6 for 10 for 76 yards and a touchdown. Passing now in a 2nd and 5. Shorter pass, Tim White again, another target, another catch, and what looks to be another first down for the Ticats as this drive continues inside the RedBlacks 50. 6 more yards, Matty.
Yeah, and he's right here. And watch, Lamont's got to chase him all the way across the football field. As he goes in motion, he's on his horse because he's trying to lose him in traffic, and Lamont is in hot pursuit, makes a pretty nice play there, but can't corral Tim White, who's having a good first half here.
So down to the 50. Hamilton with the 1-point lead. The difference, a mixed extra point. 2nd quarter. Lots of time. And goes short to Bell, who gets it right back to the line of scrimmage, right at the 50. And no gain.
Yeah, I'm telling you, these are the ones that drive you crazy as quarterbacks. You go in and you look at this, and you just watch this route right here by Bridges. And he fights for it, and he's open. That's touchdown. Get it to him. Bo's had to move his feet, and his eyes moved off his receiver just a little bit. He had to dump it down, and missed opportunity.
The sun breaking through here in what had been cloudy skies in this windy night in the nation's capital in the last night of June, and a first down, and that one is caught again. Tim White again, and a gain of 5 more yards for the Ticats.
Ball spotted better. I think he's still running. It's forced 3rd and 5 here, and Bo puts it behind him. He's got to make a sliding catch, and he puts out in front. He's got the DB in his hip, and he's got space. And the half that Tim White is having, I think he runs away again from Lamont and picks up the first down, but forces a punt situation.
Much better night for Tim White. 3rd and 5 coming up. And a punt. Low, end over end. Constantino. He wanted to pin the RedBlacks deep. And the ball is brought out. It went into the end zone, and it is taken out. Tobias Harris chooses to do that. And so they will scrimmage now from about the 7-yard line. Drew Brown and the offense coming on. Close one here in the first meeting of the season between the Ticats and the RedBlacks halfway through the 2nd quarter. RedBlacks made a lot of changes trying to get better in 2024, including the attitude. Let's go back to Claire.
Yeah, well, Rod, just behind me on the other side of TD Place is Bank Street. It runs through downtown Ottawa, and at the end of last season, head coach Bob Dice said he wanted to have an identity that the team embraced, and he came up with the Bank Street Bullies. It's an attitude that he wants the team to play with, and for different players, it means different things. Lewis Ward told me for him, it's more of a mental bully, going out there, being unstoppable. For receiver Jalen Ackland, he said it's playing physical, letting my opponent know that I'm there to dominate, not patsy foot around. And they even got printed shirts with Bank Street Bully on them. One player told me, when I put that shirt on, I'm reminded to bring my chin strap, buckle up, because it's going to be a long night.
Thank you, Claire. And that's Braylon Addison, the Bank Street Bullies, with the catch there for a first down to buy some space in their zone for the Ottawa RedBlacks.
Yeah, it doesn't look like much, but it's a pretty throw. Hurry up offense here by Drew Brown, but that's a huge throw at the end of the day. Like you said, Rod, buying your team some space.
Gain of 15. Addison up to the 23 now. Ottawa point behind, and that one just knocked away. Casey Sales.
Yeah, probably learned that from Willie, longtime teammate in Winnipeg. Now he's just going to get his hands up. Casey Sales right here. Bang. Arms up, can't get there. Count it. Get that stuff out of here.
The old Ohio Bobcat who started his CFL career with Winnipeg, won a championship there with the Bombers. And moving on his 2nd year in Hamilton, and really one of the leaders now on that defense with all the changes they made defensively. These Ticats. 2nd and 10. Ottawa 23. The throw, the catch, and it's up across the 30. It is close to a first down. See where they spot the ball furthest point of advancement.
It's going to be close, about a half a yard, Rod, from what I can see from here. Well, this ball's got some juice on it. Really nice catch on the back end. Tight coverage. Better throw. He's going to work to his left, looking there the whole way, stick it on him. Man.
Braylon Addison again.
Sticky hands. When he's healthy, boys, fun to watch.
That had been the thing with him, both in Hamilton before and then Ottawa, just couldn't stay healthy. So here's the situation. It's a 3rd and 1. The ball is at the 32. And Dustin Crum is in short yardage. See if they can keep this thing going.
You're going to be the bullies of Bank Street, and you better go ahead and flex your muscles here.
Well, they push right side for Crum. He needed a full yard, but it looks like he would have enough to continue this drive. It is. Signaled by Tom Valesi. A first down as Crum heads off and Brown comes back on.
Yeah, this is not easy. He's high right there from the get-go, so he doesn't have leverage. And there's a whole lot of ugliness going on in that pile. Dustin knows about that.
Yeah, he does.
He's a hard-nosed kid himself. Kent State showed us all that last year.
He started the season 4th in the depth chart. He ended up starting most of the games at quarterback for the Red Blacks last year. That's Armstead. The first down carry as he gets it up near the 40.
Yeah, good looking run right up the middle. Just attacked that hole, exploded in it, threw it, and picked up about 5.5. Go ahead and try to bully the Ticats. Took 3 people to bring him down.
His first year at a Temple. Reichwell, Rock, Armstead.
Almost 100 week 1.
Yeah, against Winnipeg.
Only 6 touches last week.
2nd and 4, and back in 25 hands, and well,
Hamilton said enough.
They're not going to be bullied there, are they? There's Nick Usher, one of the newcomers of that Ticat defensive line, in on that play, and that'll force Richie Leone to come back on to punt it away.
Yeah, not a bad job of moving the sticks, several times there by the RedBlacks. And Nick Usher said, no, enough of that. 6-year player from the University of Texas, El Paso.
Tim White again for the punt return for Hamilton. As Leone gets it away and down to about the 22. Tim White up to the 35. You're gonna miss. Tell you what, today
I'll be in the air.
You'll be in the air. You'll be flying well. England nearly missed a chance to advance. That was in just at the very end. In injury time that they tied it and went on to win that match. Here's Tim White.
They're giving him every chance.
On the sweep, he's getting a lot of touches. He's returning punts. It's a flag that comes out. Tim White. Yeah, sensing just he's rejuvenated and looking more confident. They're getting him the football.
Wear him out. Punt returns.
Holding. Hamilton, number 40. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Tom Valesi giving us a Canada Day smile there. He's on tuck. He's not happy.
So the gain by White negated, and
there's
back they go.
The guy that knows everything about it just pat him on the shoulder right there. Guy that did it for a lot of years in the Canadian Football League. And Calvin McCarty coaching up there at Ticat sidelines.
Long time with Edmonton. McCarty in. Here's Bell. Oh, great tackle in behind. Coming in. Frankie Griffin, the weak side linebacker, had that read perfectly, and just as Bell's looking to take off, he had him tripped up for a loss.
Yeah, let's see if we can't find Frankie. I believe he's right here up the edge. Oh, he's just coming through from the field side. Love it. The speed kills, baby.
And with that, the 3-minute warning. In a close game, they always seem to be close between the Ticats and the RedBlacks in recent years. It's 10-9 right now, late in the first half.
2 weeks ago, Milt attempted to block Enoch. It was a disaster. At halftime, Milt has informed me he would like to get his revenge.
Let's go, baby. Things have changed. I'm ready, baby.
It's the new and improved Milt Stegall.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I can't wait to see that.
The only thing he can hope for is that Enoch's lost a step or two. But if he gets his hands on Milt, he's going to break him in two.
Halftime with Kate in the panel, Enoch and Milt.
He didn't have 144 touchdowns over the course of his career getting hit by linebackers.
But he's changed his ways, and it's round 2 coming up at the half in studio. And they'll talk about this game as Mitchell dumps it off to Keandre Smith, and it's just not happening. Justin Howell was in on that play, and that was on a second and extremely long as the punting unit will come in.
Yeah, Howell just comes from depth, and he's like a heat-seeking, destroying missile, and he's coming from right over here. You can see him right there. He got to get there. Got to go a long ways. Make the tackle, go around the big offensive lineman. It's like a pylon out there. You got to outmaneuver him, go low, and bring him down. That's exactly what he did.
Constantino, the punt. And gets a roll right down to Dedman inside the 35. He breaks another tackle, but James Tuck and special teams coming in there with Benoit Marion as well. 52-yard punt. Well, mentioning close games, but all those games go the Ticats' way in recent history. It has been a long time since the Ottawa RedBlacks beat their division rival. To be specific, 2,051 days since the last win by Ottawa over Hamilton, and that was in the Eastern Final of 2018 when Trevor Harris threw 6 touchdown passes in that game, Matty.
What?
Remember that? We were here at
like
the panel, and they went on to the Grey Cup and faced the Calgary Stampeders. But that has been, boy, that's a long time. And the RedBlacks trying to end that drought tonight. Late in the first half, 2:14 and counting. Down by a point, Acklin on the receiving end. And a first down by the looks of it. Very close. We'll see her a second and short perhaps coming up here for Ottawa, pushing midfield.
What the heck is that? The guy's punching him 3 or 4 times. I don't care if he's hitting the ball or not. That ain't right.
That was Benoit Marion, new to the Ticats. Getting some shots in there. And Dedman, so it's second and short, handing off this time in that short yardage to Armstead, who does have the first down right to midfield.
Usually 2 or 3 days after the weekend's games, we get a report from the CFL who's been fined. I think
that one might be coming up for Mr. Marion.
That's right. Yeah, that's not good. If I was Bobby Dice, I'd be a little upset too. Star returner, instant field position, getting beat on in the pile. Not good.
RedBlacks do have a breeze at their back. Brown complete. Acklin inside the Ticat 50 now. So second and short coming up. Getting late. 1:40 on the clock until halftime.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about explosive plays. I hear Paul Opolice talking about a lot in the studio and how important it is. Defense is trying to stop them and playing, dropping 9 people and rushing 3. You got to be patient as a quarterback and hit your opportunities when they present themselves. And so far, this young quarterback's been doing a masterful job.
Drew Brown, 10 for 15. There's another completion for a first down to Acklin again. Getting busier in the second quarter, Jalen Acklin, as they're moving close to halftime down to the Ticat 30, a pickup of 19 yards.
Yeah, this throw is so impressive. Watch Drew Brown continue to backpedal off his back foot. Got hit late there, too. Got to protect these young quarterbacks. I don't care if he's wet behind the ears. You still got to protect him. That's a heck of a throw by Drew Brown.
That was Trevon Mason bearing down just as Brown got it away. First and 10. Hamilton 30. In scoring range. And that is Braylon Addison again. After the catch, not much there. Second down and long coming up.
Yeah, a little unsure. Braylon there, after he caught that football, didn't know if he should turn it up, or he stopped and kind of gave the defense a chance to get a beat on him. Didn't pick up much, Rod, like he said. Typically, Braylon Addison in space like that, it's going to make you pay. Didn't happen.
.101 on the clock. Just inside the 30. It's a second down and 9 at the Hamilton 29. Brown flushed out. Barlow chasing, gets rid of it. Down the right into the end zone. Richard Leonard was there in coverage on Jalen Acklin, and the late flag comes out as Leonard can't believe it. 23 covering 23, and this could be a big one for the RedBlacks.
Interference. Hamilton, number number 23. Spot of the foul was the end zone. Ball be placed on the 1-yard line. Automatic. First down.
So right at the top there, you got your receiver, but he's got Hardy all by himself right here if he wants it, sitting down, buying time. Look at him, he's all alone, but he goes over the top and he draws a penalty in the end zone, sets him up at the 1-yard line. Comeback time.
Dustin Crum, the backup's in. Well, we saw a challenge by Bob Dice earlier.
He's challenging the ruling of pass interference. We'll review the play.
Bob Dice unsuccessfully challenged a pass interference earlier, and this time it is Scott Milanovic, and a much bigger penalty, by the way, of course, putting them down near the goal line, is choosing to challenge this, Matty.
Yeah, like I said, he had a pickup of a first down that Justin Hardy underneath. He chose to go over the top, and I like Scott Milanovic's chances on that one. Receiver didn't make a very good play on the football for his quarterback there and misjudged it. The ball goes sailing over the top. Looks uncatchable from that vantage point. And DB's got his arm straight up. The ball sails about 4 yards over the top of the receiver's head. So I think Scott Milanovic has a good chance of getting this one overturned.
2 ex-teammates, Richard Leonard, Jalen Ackland, involved in that play. Milanovic, by the way, 20 for 48, so 42% successful in challenging.
It's not Bobby Dice territory, but it's pretty good.
Just a little bit behind. This command center takes a look at that. Called pass interference to set up the RedBlacks at the 1, so getting lots of looks at it. What a big decision here too, Matty. 52 seconds on the clock before halftime.
That's right, so either have the 1 or he's going to take it back, attempt a long field goal.
Decisions made. Is it 1st and goal, Ottawa?
After review by the command center, there is no pass interference on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
So the head coaches are over in the challenge department in this one, and it does put Ottawa.
Check that. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd down.
Or excuse me. Got that the other way around. It does go Hamilton's way. Excuse me. So it's saying no pass interference.
Forces a field goal attempt here with the wind. Anything can happen.
So yeah. So instead of Ottawa being set up, Milanovic is successful, and a 10-9 game. The RedBlacks will have a chance still to get the field goal that'll put them ahead, and possibly heading into the dressing room at halftime. Still 52 seconds on the clock for Ward, and this is a 36-yard try, and this would be his longest of the season if he's successful. 1 for 1 in the night. Lewis Ward, no problem there at all. Right through the uprights it goes. So indeed, it is the RedBlacks leading again by 2. Didn't get the PI, but they do get the field goal. 48 seconds until halftime, when we will head to Kate Burness, Enoch Mwamba, and Milt Stiegel, who wanted a rematch. So we'll see what's up with that, and perhaps some thoughts in this final game of Week 4 here in Ottawa.
Only hope Milt has got is that he can outrun Enoch, and he can run forever. I know Enoch's going to just play coy and let him wear himself out and then pounce when the opportunity presents itself. So it may not be at halftime, but he's got a good another hour plus.
You're making it sound like they're climbing in the ring. Get the gloves on.
Well, that's what I'm envisioning.
Yeah. Okay, we didn't see. We could hear Kate, you know, in the promo. We didn't. We're curious now too. What's going to be happening there in the studio?
Here we go. Bell looking for some room to run, and Bryce Carter getting in on the mix, saying no.
Bell with 7 carries, 17 yards, throwing now to Bell as he tries to get up near the first down marker. Just a little bit shy. It'll be a 3rd and short coming up here with a half a minute to go until halftime.
Yeah, can't tote it on the ground for much success. Get it in the air, and Bell's multifaceted. They like what they see on him. Says he's explosive in camp and practice, and it's got to carry over on the field. Looks like it does.
for the first-year ball carrier out of San Diego State. Taylor Powell, the backup quarterback, is in. He's lined up in the slot. And this is Zandy Milanovic-Litre, who does short yardage. He takes off left, and he didn't get much. He did not get a turnover on downs, and this is interesting. With 26 seconds to go, the RedBlacks may have a chance at another field goal.
Yeah, I'm thinking touchdown. I'm thinking chunk play.
Litre, we've seen this, man. This is their short yardage setup. But he took it out left, and they caught him and pushed him back.
They gave him a good spot, though, from what I'm looking at.
To get to the 50, it did not, unless they're ruling forward progress.
No way.
It did not look like he got the first down. This is close.
Closer than we thought.
Yeah, closer than we thought. It is not a first down. It's a turnover on downs. So it is Ottawa football.
Big time. The bullies of Bank Street flex their muscles.
Litre, who started his career with Calgary, he had some time here with the RedBlacks, was with Ottawa last season. Javon Santos-Knox up against his old team. Kind of a running theme here as he came up big in that Ottawa defense. Frankie Griffin in there too.
That's just good defense right there. Knowing they had to get done. See what Drew Brown can get done in 26 seconds. Ball on the 49, 50-yard line.
And that is injured backup offensive lineman. He came in for the short yardage. That's Nate Dumoulin-Duguay, one of their top draft picks in 2024, getting some help from Brandon Revenberg, another teammate, helping him off the field. So an injury to their backup old lineman. They dressed 6 offensive linemen for this game. 26 seconds. A 12-10 lead, with the RedBlacks having a chance to increase that lead before we're at the half. Right from the Hamilton 50. Drew Brown. A screen. Addison with some room. Ball comes out. Ticats have it. And just like that, another turnover. And Hamilton needn't worry about the RedBlacks with 18 seconds to go, going up by more than the 2-point lead they have now.
I love the play call by Tommy Condell. Screen. You feel like the defense is going to play back and soft, not let you get a big chunk play. Just a heads-up play and good hustle. Looks like Leonard caused that fumble. Bam,
Yep.
right there.
Richard Leonard and
right shoulder.
Jonathan Moxey getting the start. Strong side linebacker, coverage linebacker, new to the Ticats. And so Tim White gets another touch before the half as he cuts back. 11 seconds. And he gets it up across shy of midfield by a few yards.
Whatever he did in day 1, 2, and 3 of this week, I would repeat for next week and for the rest of the season, because Tim White looks like he's back in full swing. Last week, 0 for 6, balls coming this way, and this week they can't feed him enough.
Tim White looks like Tim White tonight. Gain of 11. Mitchell. Oh, nearly picked off. So nearly gave it back to Adarius Peckett, who was coming in the coverage, and that was the final play of this interesting first half. So it started on a fumble by Devontae Dedmon on the opening kickoff that led to the Tiger Cats touchdown. Ottawa leading it by 2 as we head back to Kate Burness in the studio.
Good luck, Milt.
All right, Rod, back alongside BFFs forever, Enoch Mwamba and Milt Stegall. And, up and down in that first half. It started it with a bang. I think we were all looking at each other like this could be the game of the week after we had pumped up a couple other games. And then it just kind of slowed down a little bit. But I think the thing we noticed right from the get-go, Milt, was Tim White. He had combined 112 yards coming into this game in the first 3 games. He had 70 receiving yards in the first half alone, over double of what he'd produced all season. But he was doing a little bit of everything on that field.
Yeah, they were really getting him involved. And I don't know if this was done on purpose because they know to win games, to compete, they have to get their most potent receiver and one of their best players on their team involved, and that's Tim White. We saw last year what he was able to do, and this was big right here. First touchdown of the catch, because we saw in those first two games, he dropped touchdown passes. Not just drop passes, but drop touchdown passes. So Bo made sure he really got him involved in this game. You talked about it, Kate. He's not only catching the ball, we saw him return the punt, we saw him run some reverses. He's just looking confident now, because that's the most important trait in having success is confidence. Regardless of what he did last year, you know, his first 3 games, he struggled. So I guarantee you his confidence was down. But right now, he's looking really good in his first half. Coming into this game, as I mentioned, he had 112 yards. He's at 70 right now. So they want to keep this going, because when Tim White is going, this offense is going, that running game is going, and Bo could have a great game. So great first half for Tim White.
You talk about Tim White establishing himself to the man he used to be. And Bo Levi knows this. And this Ottawa team as well knows that. On their side, in my opinion, it is Drew Brown who is really trying to establish who he is. He's doing an amazing job of managing the game. And even every time he gets pressure in his face, he's able to get out of the pocket, extend plays like you see right here, and throw the ball or even run the ball for a first down. But I think he's doing a great job of handling the pressure that's coming to him, finding his open receivers to get first down. He's 13 out of 19 for 152 in the first half. You got to take into account this defense is doing a good job of giving the ball back to him as many times as possible. It is going to be critical for this team for Drew Brown to touch the ball as many times as possible, because this is going to be the guy that's going to lead this team to the promised land. And so right now, I like Frankie Griffin on defense being extremely active. He's already got 6 tackles. I have Bryce Carter. He's doing a good job of putting pressure on Bo Levi Mitchell. They're doing a good job of just, again, this is early in the season. You're trying to establish your identity, and Ottawa has a guy in Drew Brown, in my opinion, who is making great strides this early in the season.
Well, it looks like he regressed in that Montreal game, but taking a full step forward in this one so far. We got 12-10 currently for the Ottawa RedBlacks. Don't go anywhere. We got highlights from all of Week 4, and maybe, just maybe, we'll have a rematch between these two coming up next.
You don't want him, man.
Yeah. I have to be honest with you at home. I thought this was a complete joke, but there is so much smack talk in the studio that we literally have to go to round 2 of Milt Stiegel versus Enoch Mwamba. Here we go!
Ready! I'm winning!
Okay, can we go to highlights? Okay, let's go to the highlights. This is going to go to control. I can't believe I have to read highlights right now. Alex taking on the Lions. Final minute tie game. Vernon Adams Jr. going to hit Aiden Everhart. Everhart on second and short, but Niles Morgan called for the face mask on the play. Additional 15 yards Lions. Would run the ball down to the 35, sets up Sean White from 42. He's automatic. Makes the kick if time expires. Lions improved to 3-1 on the season. I need a breath at this point. Alouettes taking on the Argonauts. Third quarter action. Alouettes up by 7. Cody Fajardo going to find Jeshwin Antwi, who uses the dribble kick to reset the downs. Antwi successfully converted the dribble kick multiple times last season, and he keeps the drive alive. 4 plays later, Caleb Evans in for Fajardo. Big sneak drops it in for Cole Speaker, a 44-yard touchdown. Speaker with a season-high 113 receiving yards. Montreal hands the Argos their first regular season home loss since 2022. 30-20 your final of that one. Checking in on the Blue Bombers and the Stampeders. This one needing a little overtime. Chris Strebler in after Zach Collaros left in the second. He's going to get picked off by the Mario Houston. Houston played the last 3 seasons in Winnipeg, Burns' former team. And that one's going to set up Rene Paredes for a game-winning 52-yard field goal, and he absolutely nails it. The Bombers fall to 0-4 for the first time since 2012. Calgary takes it 22-19, your final. And the Rough Riders have placed quarterback Trevor Harris on the 6-game injured list. Harris was diagnosed with a moderate MCL sprain after taking a high hit in the Riders' Week 3 win over the Tiger Cats. The news coming after a 2023 season where Harris only played 5 games due to surgery on his right knee. Our CFL insider Dave Naylor. And Dave, obviously concerning information from the Riders when it comes to Trevor Harris, but where does this leave them with the quarterback position?
Well, with a moderate MCL sprain, Trevor Harris is going to miss the next 4 to 6 weeks. We can pretty much say he's going to be gone for the month of July, and the offense will be in the hands of Shea Patterson. Now, Patterson was the number 3 quarterback in Saskatchewan last year. He beat out Mason Fine for the backup job in training camp this year, and he's a guy who's been around a bit but hasn't had that much playing experience in the CFL. Spent some time with Montreal, some time with the BC Lions as well, but most of his time in the CFL has been limited to short yardage duty. He's completed just 8 of 16 pass attempts otherwise. Now, he was a big-time player in college, started nearly 40 games at Ole Miss and Michigan. I remember meeting him at the NFL Combine in 2020, but his playing experience has been very limited. Now, the Rough Riders have had trouble running the football so far this season. They're averaging just 57.7 yards on the ground per game. That's the second lowest total in the CFL, so we certainly can expect to see defenses to continue to try to take that away and force Shea Patterson to throw the football. If something happens to Patterson, the backup behind him is Jack Cohn. I mentioned Ole Miss and Michigan, another big-time school. Jack Cohn was the starter at Notre Dame in 2021. Of course, the Rough Riders adding a quarterback today, Eric Berrier out of Eastern Washington, to round out the roster, so they have 3 healthy quarterbacks. He was in training camp with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, but otherwise does not have any CFL experience. The schedule ahead for the Rough Riders, not an easy one. They host the Toronto Argonauts next week. Then it is the BC Lions, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and the Montreal Alouettes. So a tough month ahead for the Rough Riders without quarterback Trevor Harris.
Certainly will be an interesting few weeks ahead. Appreciated our CFL insider Dave Naylor. And I guess when you come to the Saskatchewan Rough Riders and what happened with Trevor Harris last season, Milt, precaution is definitely number 1 at this point, because at the end of the season, you're going to need this guy.
You're going to need him. They're in a good position right now. If they were 0-3, would they be making this decision? Would they try to rush him back? I don't know, but they're in a good position now. As Dave mentioned, the schedule's about to get tough. It's about to get tough. Not saying the schedule, well, it was easier than what, let's be honest, it was easier. So it's going to get tough, but they're going to try to make sure he's healthy when it really counts, because they want him down towards the end of the year and when they get to the playoffs, because that is their plan. So I'm definitely agreeing with what they're doing with Trevor Harris right now.
I can guarantee you right now, Milt, right now Corey Mason's thinking playoffs. He's thinking down the stretch, down the road. And right now, if something's going to happen to my starting quarterback, this is the best time that it can happen, because you got a little bit of time. Obviously, you want to balance who you're bringing in, how you're going to rotate, and how you're going to balance the offense, and if anything. But this is the perfect time for something like this to happen.
Yeah, I can see them getting A.J. Ouellette more involved in it. Let's be honest. Shea Patterson, he's not, seasoned enough to be out there and throwing the ball a bunch, so I can see him getting A.J. Ouellette involved a lot. Yep.
Do you two have any injuries?
Good so far. I mean,
I'm good.
2-0.
I'm good.
From that?
2-0. No, that wasn't. You didn't win that,
Oh, he definitely won it. It just took longer.
We gotta get everybody
he
to
100%.
We gotta get everybody to vote. I won't say it.
Yeah.
He did not win that.
The sound crew is saying it was us.
You were better. All right, let's get back to Ottawa. Get out.
And here's Claire now with Jalen Ackland.
Jalen, after you guys turned over the ball in the very first play, after the offense was off the field, you guys marched down, you get a touchdown of yourselves. How did you guys reset in that moment?
Yeah, we just got to play physical. You know, whenever I caught the ball, I wasn't trying to juke, but that was kind of our mentality all day. We got to be the bullies, and we just got to play physical, and that's what we did. And in this second half, it's a tight game. What was the message? Quit making mistakes. I can't drop the ball on the sideline. I got to keep the drive alive, and we just got to execute. Not turn over the ball, not hurt ourselves. We'll be all right.
Thank you, Jalen.
Yeah, appreciate it.
The Ticats had won the toss before the game, and they had deferred. So they're going to take the ball now to start this second half. Tim White is back. He's been doing the returns now, not Lawrence Woods, as he kind of feels his way up to about the 30 before he is pushed back. That's Aiden John on special teams for the RedBlacks.
Tell you what, Rod, Tim White is earning his paycheck this week, right? You know, not that he hadn't in weeks before, he just hadn't had the production before. He's getting a lot of touches. First half, targeted 7 times, caught 6 of them. 1 wasn't his fault. Bo's off the mark, but he's been on point, 12 of 17. Seen a couple balls affected by both quarterbacks in the wind here in the first half.
And it was right out of the gate, too, Mitchell to White for the touchdown after the turnover in the opening kickoff. So here we go. Ticats ball, down by 2, starting the second half. Little play fake, buys some time for Mitchell. Finds the open receiver, and it is Tim White who loses it. And it looks like the Ticats get it back. James Tuck alertly falling on it after White had the catch. He'll still fight for it now, but it looked like Tuck got it. White had the catch and then coughed it up before he went down.
Yeah, Tim White coming all the way across the field, kind of a climb route. You know, start on the right-hand side, gain depth in behind the defenders, and Bo lifts it over the top and finds him and makes a nice catch, and then the ball stripped. A nice play. Tuck is Johnny on the spot.
That was Tobias Harris who stripped White of the ball, but Hamilton with Tuck there, they keep it. And a gain of 20 from their own 50. Look down the field again to Stephen Dunbar. That's the biggest play for the Ticats offense in this game as he gets it down inside the Ottawa 20. 39 yards, Mitchell to Dunbar.
Yeah, on your left-hand side, get a little skinny corner route here. Bo Levi Mitchell spots the ball beautifully, winning his back. Webb is outflanked and makes a nice open field tackle. Luckily, otherwise, that's 6. Big play for Hamilton, striking early and often here in the second half.
That was the first catch of this game for Stephen Dunbar in this first possession of the second half as Mitchell dancing around in the pocket. Closest receiver is Keandre Smith, but that hits the turf. Second down.
Talk about happy feet, and everything just kind of collapses on you. Been there 1,000 times, I can guarantee it. You're going to watch this happen to Bo. Oh, no, heck is breaking loose, and he just, no, I'm getting rid of it. Live to play another play.
Exactly what he does. Smith had been close by. So a 2nd and 10 for Milanovic's Ticats now. Trailing to start the second half from the Ottawa 21. 2nd and 10. Stepping up, but nowhere to go. Taken down by the guy who was the sacks leader of the CFL 2 years ago, Lorenzo Malden.
Yeah, beautiful stun inside. You got to love this. He's coming here, and he's going to come right up in here. When Bo climbs the pocket and tries to escape, look who's coming. Bam! Rib eater right there. Nice design defensively. Give it to him, take it away, and Lozo gets his first.
Defensive Player of the Year in the CFL in 2022. It was first year with the RedBlacks after he had been with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Got his chance in Hamilton, really broke out in Ottawa. Mark Leggio, the field goal try, and it is good. He's 2 for 2 on the night. So the drive did stall, but there was a big play to get him close enough. 4 points. Lorenzo Malden, the 4th, with his 2nd sack of the season. RedBlacks about to get the ball, and they're trailing by a point. Drew Brown's about to get the ball for the first time in the second half. Here's a sample of his work in the first half, Matty.
Thought he spread the ball around nicely and really didn't force the issue except for the long one that kind of sailed on him. And I'm going to say due to the wind. And Jalen Ackland was tightly covered in the end zone by Leonard, and the ball kind of sailed and really made good play on it, but Drew Brown had a solid first half.
Yeah, and that first possession of this game was important, too, after that early touchdown by the Ticats. They went 6 plays, 55 yards for a touchdown.
Poise.
13-12 Hamilton leading now. As that one is thrown off to Rock Armstead, and not letting him get away for the Ticats is Jamal Peters, their new boundary corner.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen Peters in person, but I can tell you 6'2", about 210. That's an imposing corner.
Most receivers aren't getting away once he has a hold of them.
No, he's just a big human.
Yeah.
And to play corner and the way he does is impressive, to say the least.
Had an impressive interception last week and a tough day for the Ticats at Mosaic. The former Argonaut. Now with the rivals down the road, that is caught by Hardy. Coming in, Jonathan Moxey, who started his career with Calgary. And it looks like enough for a first down for the leading receiver of the Ottawa RedBlacks, Hardy.
Yeah, it's coming right to left, flashes in front of his quarterback, and he just dumps it down. And you heard me talk about it earlier. This guy does some amazing things, reaching, crawling. Moxey in playing Sam for the first time for the Ticats, been in the organization for 3 weeks, and makes a nice tackle, but want to and desire by Hardy. Gets the first.
Gets it up to the 50 of Ottawa. 1st and 10. Brown, it's knocked away at the line of scrimmage. It's the second time it's happened to him in this game. DQ Thomas, another newcomer getting a chance for a CFL start, is the one to bat it away.
I try to pick out DQ for you. Yeah, I'm just going to say he's right here, and watch DQ do his thing. Little stunt, back around, speed kills, got his arm up. Good thing he did, and that ball was tipped, because he's throwing the ball off his back foot, and that ball's going to be undercut on a little drag across the field. I think it was going the other way, so couldn't see that from that angle, but that was a blessing for Drew Brown now.
Second down. 3-man rush. Lots of time. Can't find a receiver, though, as he's scrambling around now. Usher sails, chasing him. Barlow, too. He gets rid of it. Oh, it's nearly intercepted by Destin Talbert, and a flag is out in the Hamilton secondary.
That's 2 plays in a row. I thought that the quarterback was under duress a little bit and made poor decision. I think that ball could have gone the other way right there.
Illegal contact. Hamilton, number 27. 10-yard penalty. The result will be a first down.
So he gets benefit there by pass interference, but hey, Drew Brown hasn't seen enough to not make those throws. He's going to try to fit it in, and those things are going to happen. You're going to learn the game on the fly, and we're watching this young quarterback who's got exceptional talent play the game and learn it in front of our eyes.
So with the penalty in the Ticat zone from their 50 and a first down, with a player in his face and an open receiver, Jalen Ackland down inside the 15. Got in behind coverage, a soft toss, and he let him just enough. The catch by Ackland. 36-yard gain.
Look, Canada Day action for you right there with the circle. Great play design, play fake, little switch motion. DBs don't change and communicate well. Lift it out there, let Jalen go get it. Tommy Condell special right there.
He had told Claire at the half he wants to make amends for the drop he had earlier.
Yeah, I believe it. Quarterbacks know, and receivers know. Professional athletes, they expect excellence and perfection, and when they don't get it, pisses them off.
Hamilton challenging that there was blocking downfield on the play. We'll review the play.
Second challenge issued tonight by Scott Milanovic. Won his first, and a big play in the end zone that denied the RedBlacks of a better chance for a touchdown. So Milanovic 1 for 1 so far in that department, and looking to win another challenge here to prevent the RedBlacks from getting deep in the zone again. Have a look at Ackland. And the command center looking at illegal contact on that play, as said by Tom Valesi. There's Dave Foxcroft in the middle.
The shorts are going on right there.
There you go.
And the
comfortable
command center. Foxy getting the leg off.
The command center looking at this play. It was caught by Jalen Ackland, Matty, but they're challenging another point on the field on Justin Hardy.
Yeah, Justin's right down here, and he's blocking on the end here, and they're going to say that that somehow that interfered the play on the other side of the field.
Okay, so they were looking at that play by Justin Hardy. Here is the decision on the challenge.
After review by the command center, we have illegal interference blocking downfield, Ottawa number 2. Be a 10-yard penalty and it'll be a first down.
Huh.
So Milanovic 2 for 2 with challenges, and again it denies Ottawa a chance to get into the red zone.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's good eyes in the booth for Scott Milanovic and making that call. Maybe Scott Milanovic. I thought it might have been here right in the middle of the screen right here. And as you see, offensive linemen blocking downfield about 3-4 yards, but they get Justin Hardy at the bottom of your screen. There you see it right there. He's 3.5 yards downfield, and regardless, that play's coming back.
So it's a 1st and 10 from the 50. After the penalty and that one over Armstead. It's another one of those passes. It looks like the wind might have messed it up a bit, but 2nd down and 20 coming up now. After the 10-yard penalty on Hardy.
Yeah, it's big time field position swap there, and actual points off the board possibly. Looking at 2nd and 20 here. Scott Milanovic on fire with his challenges today.
Now that first one, they had called interference on Richard Leonard, and it would have set up Ottawa 1st and goal at the Hamilton 1. Instead, Milanovic won his challenge and pushed them back to get a field goal. And then this, 2nd and 20, Ottawa 50. Brown gets rid of it. It is almost intercepted by Kenneth George. Oh, he had a wonderful chance at a turnover there. Instead, 3rd down, and the RedBlacks get the punt.
Yeah, it's the 3rd time in this drive that a ball was thrown that shouldn't have been by Drew Brown. We hadn't seen that in a while. But forcing the issue. Maybe just ran out of patience, trying to get too much when it's not there. Believe me, I know all about that.
Tim White has been the returner for Hamilton since the 2nd quarter. He's pushed back by Leone down to the 5, to the 15. Coming in, Darius Pickett on special teams after a 55-yard punt. Leone. Well, we talked about Tim White, and now as a return specialist too. Let's get more on that from Claire.
Yeah, well, Tim White's doing the return kicks because the other Woods is officially out of for the rest of the game. He left earlier in the first half with a knee injury, and he will not return. Lawrence
Woods, thank you, Claire. So Woods, the regular returner, and we saw him at the start of the game, but as Claire talked about, injured and out. So a busier night for Tim White. There's Greg Bell, new running back for the Ticats. Cuts it back to the left, gets taken down by Sherrod Baltimore, the veteran who has been called upon with all the injuries to come back to the team, signed recently, and gets the start in the field corner.
That big hole. As my granddaughter would say, big hole. And Sherrod Baltimore, great open field tackle. Not easy to do.
For a gain of 8, back to Bell, 1st down and more across the 30, approaching the 35 now. So
all of a sudden, the running game for the Ticats is looking good.
As they did very well with James Butler, Matty, in Calgary back in week 1 when he had 119.
Yeah, I mean, it's just chunking them right now.
The running game kind of stalled for the Ticats in their back-to-back losses to the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Bell. Those back-to-back running plays and a 1st down, and here we go again. Shorter this time around. Malden. Frankie Griffin in there too, but Lorenzo Malden with the tackle.
I mean, I go back, remember early games starting in this league, trying to figure it out. So many things running through your mind, and get 3 opportunities in a row will settle you down. This football. Take the run.
The last 6 meetings between these two teams, all won by Hamilton, have all been decided in the final 3 minutes, all one-score games.
A little confusion here, 3 seconds on the clock. Can Bo get it off? Not happening.
Nope. The time clock goes down to 0. The flag comes out. And the time count coming
Time count violation. Hamilton number 19. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Is Tom smiling at us every time he makes a call? Is he?
Looks like Tom finishes off the call with a nice smile for the camera.
I like it.
Yeah.
Enjoys what he's doing down there.
I don't think Scott Milanovich is smiling, however.
Not after a 20-second clock and confusion out of the huddle, no.
2nd and 12 after that penalty. Hamilton 32, crowd at TD Place, getting a little livelier now. Mitchell with time, and he does find a receiver. He gets it up around the 37 to Stephen Dunbar, still well shy of a first down, and Constantino will come back on to punt.
Frankie Griffin celebrating as he should. Another open field tackle, getting him off the field. Play everything in front of you, right in the middle of your screen. He sees the drag coming across in his face. Beautiful tackle on a big receiver. Frankie Griffin making that look easy. So athletic, 3rd-year player. Ottawa's happy to have him.
Devontae Dedman, the lone one back for the RedBlacks. Just inside the 20 for Constantino. Right at the 20. Dedman, 30, 35. And gets turned around at about the 37, 38-yard line. Frankie Griffin. Excellent weak side linebacker in on the tackle there as well. We got a 1-point game. Ticats 13-12. Among the fans here at TD Place tonight is Ottawa's own Jesse Luketa, who's drafted a couple of years ago in the NFL by the Arizona Cardinals. Standing by now with Claire Hanna.
Yes, thank you so much, Rodney. Joins me here on the sidelines, on the Ottawa RedBlacks sidelines. In fact, Jesse, first of all, congratulations on your first 2 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. What was the most special experience you had in the NFL?
I'd honestly say, be able to live out my dream. I'm living the one thing I wanted to do since I was a kid. Been fortunate enough to be in Arizona, chasing my dreams, being consistent and whatnot. They were able to allow me to be able to sign back, for my 3rd year. So I'm looking forward. It's going to be a great year. People are counting us out, but it's, I'm looking forward for what's on the horizon.
Well, congratulations. Now, being back in your hometown of Ottawa, what was maybe the thing you miss most about here?
I said the family and food. I'm big on basically on shawarma and whatnot. So while I've been home, I've been able to make sure maximize on all the shawarma I'm eating this out here.
Well, thank you very much and enjoy your time here and next year in the NFL again.
Thank you.
Nice homecoming for Jesse Luketa.
Evidently not a lot of shawarma down there in Arizona.
No, I guess not.
Yeah.
Likes coming home. But
love that.
Yeah.
Just feast.
A great story. Success story of an Ottawa kid. And heading down to the NFL. Jesse Luketa, and watching this CFL game tonight in a 4-man rush on Drew Brown in a 2nd and 11. And that's intended for Braylon Addison. Stavros Katsantonis, the safety, coming over and denying Addison of a catch.
Yeah, another dig route that kind of sails, and the receiver's got to go get it, and he's just going to run a dig route, come in behind the defense. There's Braylon, got to go climb the ladder with heat coming at you. Castantonis.
Brown's last 4 passes incomplete. Ottawa to punt. Tim White, as Clara talked about, Lawrence Woods is hurt. He's out of this game. White handling the return duties since then for Hamilton. He has it at the 34. And he escapes a couple of tackles, but not that next one by Alonzo Adai. There is Lawrence Woods, injured in the first half. Great year returning in 2022, tied for best average in punt returning, but done for the night here. Throw from Mitchell to wide open Tim White. Has another one. And a few yards afterwards as Alonzo Adai does take him out, but a big first down for the Ticats through the air.
Long throw, and you're going to watch Bo work this to his left from the right hash. Passes are closer, or makes the throw even longer, spots it out there, wide open. Just like pitch and catch for those two, completely opposite from last week.
Tim White has 8 catches for 118 yards and a touchdown. We still got a lot of football left, too. Breaking tackles is Greg Bell. a flag does come out near the end of that play as Bell got it inside the Ottawa 45.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's coming back, Rod.
Holding. Hamilton, number 53. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Good looking run. Got a little help from left tackle.
Brendan Bortner, one of the new tackles, rookie tackles in this Ticats offensive line.
Yeah, he's right here. He's got Lozo trying to get up to second level on Frankie. Frankie's going underneath him. He's too quick, and he grabs him with his right hand and brings him down.
So it goes back to the Hamilton 50, a 1st and 20 now. Ticats for Mitchell. Quickly off to Shamar Bridges, and coming in nicely is DeAndre Lamont to deny the Ticats of much there.
Yeah, looked like our colleague David Sanchez on that tackle. Open field, go get him. Yep, chopped him down. What do you call here, Rod? Second in like forever. What are you going with?
You're the quarterback. I should be asking you that.
Well, I bet you didn't. I'm thinking Tim White somewhere.
Yeah, I think Bo's he's got to look for an open receiver here, man.
There he is, coming
from the
field.
school of the
He's rolling.
obvious. Yeah, he's got some time, or he had some time. Santos Knox eventually takes him out of time. I'll tell you what he did do. He just threw it away.
Yeah, he did. And now he's going to walk like 80 yards to get to the bench so he can get some water. It's like, hey, gummit. It's made it look easy. Throw to White. The run brought him back. Got behind the sticks. Next thing you know, good open field tackle. Got to throw it away. Punting it. Just like that. It's the CFL. This guy's been on fire.
Well, he had a kick return for a touchdown last week in Montreal, and he's the best in the CFL in terms of return efficiency for touchdowns. He's played 26 games, Devontae Dedmon has. He has 6 touchdowns in those 26 games.
4.3 every time. He's taking one back.
Let's see what happens here across the 20. And he gets all wrapped up. That's Felix Garangoche taking him down close to the 20. So Casey Sale's going to come back on. And Drew Brown for the RedBlacks. They were teammates once upon a time in Winnipeg. Claire Hannah's going to have more on that story. Friendly rivals tonight. One of the leaders on that Tiger Cats defense. Inside, up front, Casey Sales, just his second year with Hamilton, and has had a couple of sacks. You see him there, getting to Jake Mayer, and another big play there on A.J. Olad. With more on him and a certain member of the opposition, let's go back to Claire.
Thanks, Rod. Well, usually on teams, guys become tight within positional groups. So when quarterback Drew Brown and defensive tackle Casey Sales became fast friends in Winnipeg, it was a little out of the ordinary. But Sales says he has fun relationships with his quarterbacks because every time he rushes the passer in practice, he likes to poke them a little. So that's where it started for the duo. Now, Brown and his wife even made a pit stop in Omaha to hang out with Sales and his wife when they were on their way back from Winnipeg to Oklahoma. Sales attended Brown's wedding, where he apparently dominated the dance floor. But this is their first time playing each other, and Sales says he's hoping for a few hits, a few sacks, and says he'll definitely give him a wink on a few of those plays, guys.
And he has one knockdown of a Drew Brown pass, as that one is completed short with Leonard there. I'm wondering if Matt Dunnigan made any friendships with guys who were sacking him, taking him down, any conversation.
Those are the first guys that you make friends with. Yeah, so that they ease up on you a little bit. But yeah, it's good to see them crossing over in Winnipeg and getting to know each other, and that carrying on over their time with different teams. And yeah, both have a little fun down there when they get up close and personal.
2nd and 5 on that completion. So here goes Brown. Deep down the middle. Oh, nearly intercepted again. And Jamal Peters close to having his second pick. We've had some near interceptions, but just not happening. But as it stands, 3rd and 5, and Ottawa will have to punt.
Sales was ever so close to his buddy here on this one, and maybe forced the issue a little bit because that play unfolded. And Peters, there he is. He's just touching him, poking the bear a little bit. Another ball should have been picked off. I think Drew Brown's gotten lucky on 4 or 5 balls here in the second half that could have gone the other ways. Been under duress and made some throws that could cost his football team's gotten away with it.
Kenneth George nearly had one before, but Hamilton does get the ball. Tim White has it. Still on his feet. Finally taken down. Aiden John coming in on special teams after a 53-yard punt by Richie Leone. Tim White, we talked about needing that breakout game, Matty, and he's been having it so far.
Yeah, and it started out with this. Ball sailed on Bo a little bit there because of the wind, and White makes a nice catch. And then it's just been kind of pitch and catch for these two, and just great communication here. Ball's already on its way when White comes out of his break, and a little drag route, which you know he's going to get some yak for you. And yeah, it's been a thing of beauty and something we got accustomed to watching last year big time, watching 12 move the sticks.
First and 10, the Hamilton 38, leading by a point. And feeling his way through there, Greg Bell getting this first CFL start, and he works it up for close to 5 more yards. And Tim White, this is the difference, Matty. First 3 games and then coming into tonight. How's that for a little bit of a difference? That's got to make him feel a lot better.
Yeah, just a whole lot of being pissed off, I think. You know, just, you know, head down, grinding, not losing faith in the process, and certainly teammates not losing faith in 12, and he's been rewarded tonight. Bo Levi finding them all over the field.
Call it a 2nd and 6 after that carry by Bell. Mitchell coming across. Luther Hakunavanu, who goes head over heels and hangs on to the football and has a Hamilton first down. Hakunavanu, the former Calgary Stampeder, who is a teammate of Mitchell's there, and has a first down catch for Hamilton.
Yeah, his first catch of the year. And, you know, it's 58th of his career. Zeros coming into the ball game, but what a big target. Said hello to him before the ball game. I told him, I said, man, I would feed you the rock often if I was in that huddle.
Mitchell back at it. First down. Oh, off the fingertips of Keandre Smith. Couldn't hang on to that.
That's a 6'2 receiver coming across the middle. Is having a really good season. Touchdowns in the first 3 football games. He had 1 touchdown in 36 previous games. And here he is right there, folks. Look at that. I'm sorry, he's right down here. This free release from a tight end position, 6'2". A little behind him. I think both those guys like to have that one back. Keandre Smith having a heck of a season. Like a lot of Canadian receivers, 5 in the top 10 across the league.
Quick third quarter. This is the last play of the third. And on that 2nd down and 10, right back to Keandre Smith.
I love it.
Dives down and has enough for a Hamilton first down. So the Ticats keep the ball to start the final 15. 15 minutes that saw a field goal by Mark Leggio that allowed Hamilton to get back in front. Been a long time for the RedBlacks since they beat the Ticats. They'll need a big final quarter if they're going to end the drought now. 3-quarter stats, let's face it, neither offense is running away and hiding right now, but Ottawa in particular, Drew Brown, just 3 completions in that third quarter.
Yeah, I don't know whether to talk about Drew Brown or talk about the defense and the job that they're doing and the adjustments they made at halftime, because it wasn't a good third quarter for the young quarterback as he's continuing to try to press the football down the field. And Hamilton should have come away with some big plays. I would say at least 3 that he got away with there that Hamilton didn't take advantage of. But Drew's really trying to make it happen in a tightly fought football game like this. Some of those plays, if Hamilton makes them, this could be a different football game. But he's fortunate to be still in this ball game with that third quarter play. He's got to settle down here and continue to try to take what the defense gives him. And easier said than done when you're trying to figure out making your 6th start.
And so the fourth quarter will begin. Hamilton football, they just got a first down, Keandre Smith. Last year, 3 meetings between these teams. Hamilton won all 3. They were all close. But that, Ottawa's record, they didn't have a win against an East Division opponent. The biggest reason why they had no shot of making the CFL playoffs. Trying to change that. 15 minutes to go. Stephen Dunbar. He has the catch. They're in scoring range down near the Ottawa 25.
Yeah. Bo, here he's right here. Watch Bo make this throw. Out of the break. Dunbar's going to stick him here. Ball's in the air. It's coming. Turns around, puts it right on the 6. Beautiful.
Ticats in business. 1st and 10. The 26. It's Bell, left side. Found a hole, but he got tripped up. Darius Pickett just got to his feet and just took him down.
He doesn't get him.
Yeah, he had daylight, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Man, he's just pressing the corner here. He's just going hard left. Pickett just flying in the trail. Leaps and grabs him by the shoestrings. Brilliant play.
Playing for his 3rd team in 3 years. Used to be an Alouette, Argos last year, and now his first year in Ottawa with the whistle blowing that 2nd and 5 with the snap of the ball. And Tom Valesi is heading over to talk to Scott Milanovich.
Wow. This is something I haven't heard Stoppage play for, but there's got 5 plays left.
For the designated American.
Yeah.
And we talked to him on the Zoom call. He was talking about that very thing.
And we were discussing it in detail and how difficult it is, knowing that. And Tim White is that guy tonight.
Right.
He's got 5 more plays. So you got to take full advantage of 12 being out there. And because he's going to be expendable.
It's one of the new wrinkles in managing an on-field roster. This is the 2nd year of it. The designated American Tim White. Down into the end zone for White and a bit too far. Ball's incomplete.
They try to do that, go right to him. Let's take a look at Tim in action here. He's right here, and he's going to be running a corner route, and Bo just sails this one over the top a little bit. One-on-one, climbs him. He's got him. All just sails it. Webb's in a trail, and you got plenty of space. Oh, and Bo knows it. There's 4 more shots with number 12 out there. How crazy is that? You're trying to call plays. You're trying to get people in the right position, win a football game, and you got to be worried about a guy coming out because he's running out of time.
Mark Leggio. Started a little left, but it moves with that breeze right through. 3 more points on the board. One of the games last year ended by a score of 16-12. That's the score now, but still lots of time left. 13-20, 4th quarter.
Or like a vault.
I like to say is it June yet? It's almost July now, just a few hours away. Canada Day, and hard to believe, week 5 upon us next week. New York Prize Thursday Night Football. How do you like that to start things off? Corey Mace going up against his old team.
That one right there, look at that for Canada Day. I love it. It's going to be a good one right there now.
The 3-0 Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Minus Trevor Harris.
Minus Trevor Harris. A word coming in today. He's put on the 6th game with an MCL sprain.
Hello, Shea Patterson.
Little play fake. Ottawa behind a little further by 4 points now.
There you go.
There's a completion to Ackland. Got a busy game. Taken down in the Hamilton zone.
That's more like a Drew Brown. Little climb route coming right to left. Play action. Step up. Sling it. See him flying across the field. Gaining depth as he goes. Gets in behind the defenders. Beautiful throw by Drew Brown. Maybe that'll set him down a little bit here in the 2nd half.
Six catches, 86 yards for Jalen Ackland. On the toss right, Armstead tries to cut back. Nick Usher says no. Richard Leonard coming in to help out too.
Yeah, he's right here. He's just not going to get out leveraged, and he just keeps working there. Just pushes the defender back, and then Armstead comes right back to him. Usher well defended right there. Been doing that for a while, son.
Nick Usher.
Been doing it 3 games.
Had some time with the Montreal Alouettes before that. Started with Edmonton.
Yep.
Now with Hamilton, 2nd and 11. The 43, Armstead takes that. He gets it down to the 35, and it's going to be a 3rd down coming up.
We'll check down Charlie. Wilson knows it, plays it, anticipates the throw, and the check down, comes up and makes a nice tackle. Whack. Little help from the middle linebacker.
So Lewis Ward will try this one Leone will put it down at the 42. For one of the greatest kickers in the history of the Canadian Football League, up there with Sean White and Rene Paredes.
Local kid, right?
Yes, he is. Well, played his college ball at the University of Ottawa.
I love watching him, White, Paredes, just some of the great ones we have in this league.
Happy Canada Day from the nation's capital. We'll be back. When James Butler went into concussion protocol last week, not available for this game, a chance for Greg Bell to show what he can do, Matty.
Yeah, San Diego, the product, I think, has had an exceptional day figuring it out on the fly. Pass pro to running the rock to catching it out of the backfield. It's been outstanding.
15 touches in all and a total of 68 yards on the ground through the air for Greg Bell. His first CFL start. His Ticats with a 1-point lead again after the Lewis Ford 42-yard field goal. Been trading field goals in the second half. And on that pass, Bell takes it up, picks up a few more yards. Second down and long still ahead.
Yeah, I just watched the veteran Sherrod Baltimore. Didn't make the tackle on this, but he forces the issue. Not sure we'll get it in. He's going to right of your screen, and he just crashes the play and gives his teammates an opportunity to get off blocks. And very nicely done.
2nd and 7. Hamilton 43. Quickly, the Bridges.
How about that?
Shamar Bridges, yeah, with Javon Santos Knox bearing down, but looks like a first down for the Ticats.
Gotta love that. Just, here he comes. Come in here and slide it in, baby. Slide it in, go get it. Use that 6'4" frame, get that first down. Santos Knox waiting as you come down. Not me.
Back to Bell. Takes that handoff. Drives across midfield. So into the RedBlack zone, the Ticats go. A couple of field goals in this second half. Hanging on to that 1-point lead.
Cole likes it. He likes what Bell's giving him half. Manageable here. It's all you can ask for. Scott Mlanovich calling the plays from the sidelines. Give him kudos for that, because that's not easy to do. Quarterback been there, done that, so that makes it a lot easier on him. But the vantage point up here is, no question, tremendous. Scott Mlanovich doing it on the sidelines, which is very impressive.
Tim White on the left. And heading to the left of Bridges, and close to first down yardage. Looks a little bit shy. They put it down a couple of feet away from a first down. Or less. Only about 6 inches. And
it's right here. Just go out here and get it for you. Why not? That's too easy. That's like playing in your basement.
Well, Taylor Powell is in at quarterback, and they've done this before, where it's anti-Litre. Powell goes out to the slot. Litre, running back, goes in at quarterback just to gain less than a yard. Remember, he got stuffed earlier, but this time he gets that first down.
The difference there between that one and the first down here, Rod, was he went north and he went east and west on that when he got stopped, Rod, and allowed for penetration. Here he goes straight forward. It's pretty high as he gets in the line here. He's almost standing straight up, gets his legs taken out, but he's got a big enough body he can fall forward and pound some space. You want to get low there, Rod.
I laugh here in Ottawa, Matty, because the north-south runners are actually going east and west, but that's just a technicality.
Yeah.
I know what you mean by north-south.
Yeah.
In this case, they're
you don't want to go east and west in that, but oftentimes you see people doing it, looking for holes.
Here's a pass.
How about that break?
Picked off? No, nearly. What is going on here? Shamar Bridges in there with broken up nicely by DeAndre Lamont.
He's been chasing a lot today and having excellent coverage, and here he makes a play. Right here up at the top of your screen. He's going to come in here, and Lamont's going to be in his hip pocket. Saying, I know where you're going. Break, break, break. Oh, that's beautiful. That's just well defended.
Lamont had a chance for it. Matty just right there hit the turf. So 2nd and 10, Ottawa 49. Ticats 16-15 lead. 4 rushing. Bo gets some space.
Oh,
and that went going into Keandre Smith, who took a hit. Crawling back, Frankie Griffin fired up.
Have a day, Frankie.
He is.
Yeah, because that ball's in Keandre Smith's hands, and Frankie just jars it out with the hit and contact. Bo doing a nice job extending play. We've seen him doing that all year in the first 4 games. Makes a nice throw. It's in the hands of Keandre, and he just cannot squeeze it because Frankie Smith says, no, I'm jarring that loose.
The 3 games between these teams last year were decided by 8 points, and then 4 points, and then 3 points. All Hamilton victories. They lead by a point in the 4th quarter here. 3rd down, punting. Constantino try to put something down and pin the RedBlacks deep in their zone. And the Aussie punter. Oh, it's dropped. It's Tobias Harris with the ball. He picked it up after it hit the turf and manages to get it back close to the 20. Frankie Griffin.
Have a day.
And Bo Levi Mitchell talking things over with Scott Milanovich past the halfway point of the 4th.
Yeah. A lot going on in this play. Tuck right here. He hits Jamal Peters, who's still down, and then there's the shove in the back out of bounds on Cormier, and there's Tuck. Oh, it is just, and this is where the penalty comes in right there.
That's the long snapper, Gordon White.
Gordon got called, hitting Cormier in the back out of bounds. I didn't do nothing. Yeah, you did. It was caught on tape.
And because of it, it's out to the RedBlack 30 point. 6:49, caught by Hardy. Taken down by George, but he gets it up near the 50, a first down Ottawa. 14 yards, Justin Hardy.
I think Wilson's just like, oh man, it was so close going the other way. There it is. Wilson flashes underneath. Hardy strong hands it over the middle and picks up a first down. That bang bang play. Drew Brown and Justin Hardy making it happen.
Up to the Ottawa 49. Brown runs out of time, scrambling. Usher chasing, gets rid of it, throws it away.
There you go.
He could feel the heat.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Canada Day circle for you right here. There we go. Beat your man. Get there. Drew's flushed. He has no idea he's coming. Then he feels him. I don't know if he ever felt Usher. You get hit often enough.
How is that?
You'll figure it out.
Seriously, that's 6th sense. You can tell when someone's getting close.
Unbelievable, man. It's called survival. It's like developing a skill set so you can just survive to play another one.
Eyes in the back of your head. There's Armstead. And catching that short pass and getting up to midfield just a little bit across.
And you know, you got to believe in that 1st and 10. That was a sack coverage or a coverage sack or throwaway. Forced a 2nd and 10, and then they forced to dump it down to Rock Armstead there, and now they're punting the football. Just like that, Hamilton's off the football field because of good defense on the back end. Usher with the hustle, and then good tackle on 2nd and 10, forcing this. So good job by Hamilton.
Yeah, to your point about when it's offenses that aren't as productive, the defense is really stiffening up too. Good defensive play.
It's 16-15 ball game. It's 5 minutes to go.
There's Tim White on the punt return across the 20.
Yeah, it's been a good football game at 16-15.
Well, they're always within a score, it seems, these two teams. And as said, Hamilton's dominated, you know, the recent rivalry, that's for sure.
Over 2051?
Yeah, it goes back to the 2018 Eastern Final. That was the last time Ottawa beat Hamilton, period.
Yeah.
Here or there.
And that's the only streak that's tied that is Winnipeg over Edmonton. They've got 10 straight active streak.
And when Ottawa won that game in 2018, they went on to the Grey Cup after beating Hamilton to face Bo Levi Mitchell and the Calgary Stampeders.
And there you go, Rod. The vault speaks to y'all. Watch it at home. That's why he's the greatest. Unreal.
And the Hamilton 22. And that is Andy Litre. Talk about the Stampeders and a former teammate of Mitchell's in Calgary as well.
Yeah.
Ball carrier.
Gifted athlete, does it all, and the more he can do. Often hear Glenn Suter, who I think is the best color guy in the business and has been for 30 years. He's unbelievable, and he often talks to the youngsters at home. The more you can do, the more valuable are you to your team. Just figure it out. Be a guy like Lee Trey. Play a lot of football for a long time.
Product of Simon Fraser University, Andy Litre. 2nd and 7, Hamilton 26. And that one intended for Bridges is incomplete, and the Ticats will have to punt again.
Lamont having a night. He's been active in a lot of plays, and many of them good. Right there. Hit him in the hands. But I tell you what, you don't have time to secure it because the location as well as Lamont is in your hip pocket.
So Nick Constantinu back again, standing at his 12. Devontae Dedmon.
This looks like he's got some room to work with here, just from this vantage point, standing on his own 30. Where's he going to put this football?
Where will he place this punt? So he heads it off to the right. And Dedmon backpedals inside the 30. 35, 40, breaks free, 50, midfield, good return, another one for Devontae Dedmon.
Well, you're Bobby Dice. You're loving every bit of that. You got a healthy Dedmon. And he does this for you when your team needs it. Just splitting it, breaking tackles, running through arm tackles. His own people. Getting the ball in great field position, down by 1 with 3:34 on the clock. Dedmon delivers.
You and I talked to him before the game. And I know I had said a few weeks ago, he looks like the Dedmon of old, and it kind of bothered him. I don't think he realized I'd said it, but said, don't like being called the Dedmon of old. I was hurt.
Yeah.
He had a couple of years there where he came back from the NFL a bit heavier, and he was injured too. So looks like Devontae Dedmon. They set up a screen to Armstead. There he goes. Armstead inside the 50.
Turf monster got him there. Otherwise, that would have been ugly for a DB. He had a full head of steam on that screen that was perfectly set up, and I think the turf monster gets him right about there.
With Kyle Wilson chasing him, but we're down to 3 minutes. Always a close game between Hamilton and Ottawa, and that continues. 3 minutes to go. Ticats lead by a single point. We'll be back. Matty, we were talking about the last time the Ottawa RedBlacks defeated the Hamilton Tiger Cats. This was it. The Eastern Final 2018. Nearly 6 years ago, Trevor Harris threw 6 touchdowns in that game against Jeremiah Masoli and the Ticats.
He had to throw 6 TDs to beat the Ticats back then. Wow. Holy smokes.
You see Greg Ellingson taking one of the 6 in. Harris, in his final season, went on to the Grey Cup that year against Calgary. 2,051 days ago is today the day the drought ends. Ottawa ball. Breaking free is Armstead. And a first down on that 2nd and short for Reichwell Armstead. Ottawa on the move.
No turf monster there, and that's what happens when you get a big back rolling downhill. Your free safety's got to come up and make a collision. And then he does, and man, it gets ugly in a hurry. Well, that's a nice run. Good-looking running back, young running back. Opportunity knocking at the door here, 2:42 on the clock, 1st and 10. Don't do anything silly. You're in field goal range in a 1-point game. Double tights.
Here we go. The Hamilton 32. And back to Armstead. He breaks another tackle. Finds a hole to the left. Good running by Armstead. After initial contact, breaks through for 17 more yards. And the RedBlacks.
Yeah, look at all those people in that box there. A whole mass of humanity. People coming across, trying to trap block. And he breaks a tackle in the backfield. Next thing you know, he's got a chunk of 15 right there. Beautiful run.
Into the red zone they go, down to the 15. They led at the half, 12-10.
16 touches and 104 total yards for the Rock.
And they trail by 1 now. Brown flushed out to the right, looks to the end zone. No, off the fingertips. Hardy trying to hang on to that and keep the feet in bounds. So 2nd down and 10 coming up.
We've seen him make a couple of throws over there on that sideline. He's moving to his right. He's got the ability to make strong, accurate throws, and that was just out of the reach of Hardy there. 2nd and 10.
You'd made the point about how important these East Division matchups are for the RedBlacks, who didn't beat an Eastern opponent last year.
No.
That long drought against the Ticats, they're trying to end. They don't face another Eastern team for 10 weeks. Toronto, September 7th.
That's insane. That schedule.
From the 15, another end zone long touchdown. Justin Hardy.
At first you don't succeed, try again, and they do on the second play, and Hardy capitalized.
Justin Hardy in what could be just in time for the Ottawa RedBlacks, trying to end a long drought, and they will go for 2. Second touchdown of the season for Hardy. Had one against Winnipeg in week 2.
Easy, man. Fell down and on the route that Hardy gave him. He set him down and going for 2 here to try to go up. 7.
A long drought against the Ticats, a long drought against the East, especially here at TD Place, where they haven't beat an Eastern opponent in this stadium since 2018 in the regular season. For 2. Now the hands there of Dominic Rhymes with Destin Talbot all over him. So looking for the veteran Rhymes to see if they could increase it to a 7-point lead. Instead, it remains at 5.
Yeah, Kenneth George just kind of gets tangled up as Hardy. He's right here in the slot. Let's take a look at him. He's right here, and there's your man covering him, and he's got his hips open. He tries to cross. Yeah, Hardy climbed him, which he's got to do as a receiver. Eliminate that space, get up on his toes, and he did. Literally got up on his toes. Kenneth George falls down. It's an easy pitch and catch for Drew Brown.
Another touchdown toss by Drew Brown. His 3rd as an Ottawa RedBlack.
That is detail right there. It's a way to run around, climb the DB, open his hips, get on his toes, and make him move. And then George couldn't regroup and gain his footing. He falls down, and it's an easy touchdown for the RedBlacks when they needed it most.
So while Ottawa, certainly historically, mentioning their matchups against the East and especially Hamilton, feel they need this, but Hamilton too trying to avoid an 0-4 start. They lost their opener in Calgary. They lost back-to-backs in Saskatchewan, coming so close to winning that game 2 weeks ago at Tim Hortons Field, and now they're in a hole. They're down by 5. Here comes Tim White.
Why not?
Hit him from behind, but a good return for White as he gets it up to the 50. A 30-yard kickoff return for Tim White.
Have a night, Tim White. Oh, man, just feeling it. Called upon often tonight, and Tim White has delivered. Hamilton Tiger Cat fans are loving it. Number 12 is back in a big way. Needed a breakout game. And he's put his team in a position for his quarterback to work. 61 yards for a score here. Looking for his 22nd fourth quarter game-winning drive.
And Mitchell hits. Keandre Smith spins, picks up a few yards after Santos Knox tried to get him.
Well, Levi's got 21 game-winning drives to his career already.
As does Matt Dunnigan, by the way.
Yeah, I don't like that stat. Johnny P knows it.
Will Boulay Mitchell pass Dunnigan in this one tonight, trying for a game-winning drive as Bell tries to stay in bounds after that catch, but
does a nice job coming right at you, having a night himself, making his first start. Greg Bell from San Diego State, catching it, toting it. What he's got to do, figuring this out in a hurry.
And he gets the first down too, up to the Ottawa 50. So right back comes Bo Levi Mitchell and the Hamilton Tiger Cats, looking for their first win of the season. They trail by 5. Mitchell has time, and he dumps it down to Bell, who gets it inside the Ottawa 45. It'll set up a second and short.
Yeah, just cover 4. You know, real easy for a quarterback to see. 4 defenders high, 4 underneath, a lot of space in between in the zone. Just watch everybody fans out. You got 4 deep, 4 underneath. Just wait, patience, dump it down to your running back, and pick up your 6 or 7.
7 it is, second and 3, Ottawa 43. Pressure in both of these teams. Both desperately needing a win.
How big is that 2-point convert they went for a little while ago? Still, they forced Hamilton to score a touchdown here.
Tim White, I'm told, with 2 plays left as designated American. Soft toss, nearly intercepted.
Lamont!
DeAndre Lamont. This time it's the RedBlacks' turn to deny a gift. We saw Hamilton's secondary drop a couple. This time it's Ottawa.
Yeah, well, it looks like Bo tried to feather it in there. You know, he's staring it down right here. And it looks like he feathered it in there trying to get it over the top. But Lamont undercut that and baited him beautifully and just spiked it to the ground. Heck of a ball game by 38, though. He's been active, chasing Tim White all over the football field, making plays. Need one here.
This could be it. 1:17 on the clock. It's a 3rd down. 3rd and 3. And it is caught. The first catch of this game by Desmond Patman. And what a time to get it as it extends the drive for Hamilton with barely a minute to go.
Yeah, Patman is right here. He's going to come across the field. Little drag route. Ball's thrown beautifully low and away where only he can get it. Talk about a tough first catch of the night. A little over a minute to go. Game on the line.
105. Mitchell deep and too far. And Tim White was there, and Bridges too. They were close together. It falls incomplete.
You're telling me 12's got 1 play left? 1 more bullet left in the chamber?
That's what I'm hearing.
And
down to 1 play
Scott
now.
Limits knows it. He's trying to call a game, win it, knows the importance of it, and he's trying to factor that in. That's just, it's a lot going on down there. 3rd and 3. No. Check that.
Second and 10 now on the incompletion. They tried the touchdown strike to White. 5-point game. So field goal's no good. And 3-down ball here with just a minute to go. These teams always finish close. The last 6 all decided in the final 3 minutes. All within a score. Mitchell.
Oh, wow.
Open receiver, Dunbar down near the 10. Here we go. As Mitchell hurries them up. 51 seconds on the clock and a 1st down Hamilton.
Yeah, a little twist out front. Bo feels that, finds some space. Just a really nice job.
Timeout, Ottawa.
By Dunbar finding the hole. Saw him do that early in the ball game. Good communication. Second sense there with his quarterback finding that space.
Bob Dice calls a timeout. The ball is right at the 10-yard line. It is a 1st and goal for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Time is not an issue for the Ticats.
Not with 51 seconds. Plenty of time. They need the end zone.
I think that was for a break, just for a breather, trying to regroup before this final push to shut the door.
First time in the red zone tonight for the Ticats. Had that early touchdown to Tim White after the turnover, but that was a pass from outside the 20.
Is he out of the game now?
Don't see number 12. Swinging it out to Bell. 4-yard line. Tackled there by Frankie Griffin. 4-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Yeah, Tim's still out there.
Oh, there he is. Yes, he was still out on that play. And he's out there now, too, standing at the 10. The waggle. Here we go. 2nd and goal. Touchdown. seconds to go.
Yeah, just a nice little exchange of routes. Tim White just going to kind of take two. He's to your right side. And he takes two with his release, and it leaves Bridges wide open all by himself, just sitting in the front of the end zone. Great play design by Scott Milinovich and well executed by Bo Levi Mitchell and company.
Well, they were down by 5, so that puts them up by a point again. So they will go for 2, of course. Milinovich likes what he sees there. As they can get the 2-point, they go up by a field goal, and the Red Blacks should have 28 seconds to see if they could tie it and force overtime. Of course, a different scenario if they don't get the 2 here. 9 plays, 61 yards for the touchdown in a minute and a half. For 2, Mitchell. No. Looking for White. Into the end zone, but it falls incomplete. So 28 seconds on the clock, a 1-point game.
Yeah, Rod, take a look at it. You know, you're thinking Tim White for, you know, as a primary. Well, this way he's a decoy because he's going to run here and he's going to take this defender and this defender right off the top. And you're going to watch Bridges just sit down. Outside release, man covering you. Take the corner with you. Easy pitch and catch. Just a decoy, and teammates benefit, so does the team.
If the Ticats can hang on, they get their first win of the season. They would continue the Red Blacks' misery against them as that streak, that drought for Ottawa would continue. And for Bo Levi Mitchell, who has been revitalized under Scott Milinovich, for him, that would be his 22nd career game-winning drive, hitting Shamar Bridges.
And move him overall, Brad, to a 93, 32, and 2 record. Just insane. All the guy does is win, back trying to get his team back in that column once again.
That was the story, his Hall of Fame story in Calgary, but it hadn't been that way in Hamilton.
No, it hasn't. I mean, that's why he was moved, right?
Yeah.
But it looks good on Bo. He looks back to normal here tonight.
Squib kick is keeping it low is Leggio, and off the hop Tobias Harris, and he keeps going. Harris still on his feet. What a return in a crowd, and he looks like he's been hurt, although slow to get up, but they're close to midfield now.
Yeah, just stay down for a little while, let your team regroup here, give Tommy Condell and Drew Brown an opportunity to kind of get it together here, because you only need about 25 yards here, maybe, for an opportunity to kick field goal and win the ball game.
It's right now at the Ottawa 52, so you're right, with 20 seconds to go. Still time for a couple of plays for Drew Brown. 11-18, excuse me. That one is caught inside the 50.
That'll work.
Yeah, that helps him close to a first down as well. But Jalen Ackman had a productive game and a big catch there to get the Red Blacks a little bit closer for that man, Lewis Ward.
You just need another one just like that. Put him in field goal range. Certainly makeable with this guy. Pressure.
49. Knocked away and nearly.
Sales knocked it down again. Nemesis.
And Kobe Jones nearly benefited with an interception.
Yeah, Sales is standing up right there. Bang, he knocks it down on a hot route because they were blitzing. Drew Brown saw it. Now they're having to try a, 56-yard field goal run?
Well, 6 seconds on the clock, and it's a third down.
What do you do? Something quick.
So they try to run a play to get a first down and stop the clock.
A little out nut, maybe? Do you have the gumption to do that?
Or do they just
gotta have it
go for it now? Quickly, caught, down, reaching inside the 40. Alertly is Braylon Addison to go down, and there's still 3 seconds left. Closer for Lewis Ward.
That's amazing play right there.
He missed an extra point back in the first quarter, something we just rarely see from him. He has some time for redemption here now, and what could be a game winner and a drought ender for the Ottawa RedBlacks in a 1-point game.
It's been that kind of game. Talk about well executed. 6 seconds. Do that in 3 seconds.
always dramatic between these two, but Hamilton in the last 5 years always wins. Does it change here? There's a timeout.
Timeout, Hamilton.
Tell you what, for a 22-21 football game, this game's had everything.
It sure has.
It's been an outstanding, well-played football game. Well coached, well played. Bobby Dice, Scott Winovich going at it.
The Ticats trying to avoid the fate that Winnipeg has faced now in Edmonton, and that's starting the season at 0-4.
I mean, 30 seconds ago, he's like
celebrating.
Yeah, and trying to get that monkey off their back. Ottawa.
Lewis Ward.
2,051 days.
Does it come to an end now off his foot? Just outside the 45 to be put down by Leone. Can the RedBlacks finally beat the Ticats? Yes, they can. Lewis Ward plays the hero for Bob Dice's Ottawa RedBlacks. And they finally, for the first time since 2018, have beaten Hamilton. Another walk-off winner in the CFL. What drama here in the nation's capital.
High snap. Leone gets it down, and it's true money. Straight down to Bank Street. Clutch. Drew Brown down the stretch. Needed a couple throws. Made him. 6 seconds on the clock. Huge one to Acklin to set that up. That's just unreal. That's the CFL.
And for all the things Lewis Ward has done in the CFL, Matty, he never had a walk-off winner until the one you just saw.
I think he's liking it. Ooh-wee.
Well, let's head down to Claire now with the winning quarterback, Drew Brown. Claire?
Okay, Drew, this is a classic CFL ending. Just walk me through your reaction when you saw Lewis Ward kick that field goal.
I was relieved. No, I mean, it was kind of ugly at times, you know, especially offensively. But, you know, we made plays when it mattered. And then, you know, we just wanted to give, you know, our kicker who does this type of stuff a chance. And we were able to kind of execute when it was important. And then Lou does what Lou does. So.
Walk me back a couple of plays, though. When you guys take the field with 20 seconds left, what was the attitude as you guys were down?
Go win it. Yeah, like go get. You know, get into field goal range. We knew where we had to get to, and then we executed.
Come on.
Sorry. I can tell you guys are fired up. And Drew, this is the first time you guys have beaten the Tiger Cats since 2018. You're now 2-1. How does that feel?
I didn't know that. I mean, it feels great. Anytime you win, it's awesome. You know, I know we have a short week, but, you know, we're going to go celebrate this a little bit tonight. And then we'll be on to Winnipeg, you know, tomorrow.
Congratulations. Enjoy the celebration.
Thank you.
Remember a couple of years ago, he came off the bench for Zach Collaros at a game-winning drive against the Ottawa RedBlacks at the start of the season. That must feel good for him.
Yeah, really impressive. As he said there, not very clean offensively at times, but when they needed it, Drew Brown showed his pedigree, stepped up, put his team in a position, and then relied on his teammate, Lewis Ward, who got the job done. Just an unbelievable football game, which you'd expect nothing less from these two clubs.
And as mentioned, he missed the extra point that was a 1-point difference, but making up for it at the very end when it mattered most. Hamilton Tiger Cats, they fall to 0-4 to start the season. They host BC next. Ottawa will go to Winnipeg. Drew Brown going back to face his old team again next week. Can't wait for Week 5 coming up. But Week 4 ends with the end of a long drought for the Ottawa RedBlacks against the East Division, in particular against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Thanks for watching. SportsCenter is next on TSN.
Come on in. Welcome to SportsCenter. Jermaine Franklin, Sarah Davis here with you. And Sarah, Lewis Ward getting a little redemption as he missed an extra point in the game. They're down by 1 with under a minute to go. And then, of course, he wins it, which is pretty special. But this is a huge win for Ottawa for more than just the win in the regular season. They couldn't seem to beat an Eastern opponent on their home field for not just a little while. We're talking years.
Yeah, since 2018, they have not beat an East opponent at home, but they snapped that streak. They also snapped their losing streak against Hamilton, which was 10 games. Say bye-bye to that. And Hamilton now 0 for 4 on the season. Well, here's a look at how it all went down. Ticats have won 10 straight games, as we mentioned, against the RedBlacks. That last loss coming in 2018. On the opening kickoff, Devontae Dedman coughs up the ball, and the Ticats recover. They got the ball in RedBlack territory to start the game, and on that drive,
it led to a rough final game of Week 4. Mitchell leaves the pocket, goes to the right, still has time. Malden can't get him into the end zone. Touchdown! And look who gets it. Tim White.
Oh, that is a gorgeous throw from Bo Levi Mitchell to last year's leading receiver, Tim White, who catches his first touchdown of the year, and the Tabbies are up early. However, next RedBlacks possession, Drew Brown finds Raquel Armstead down the sideline, who brings it to the goal line before being tackled. The RedBlacks would punch it in on the next play, and they would be leading this game at the half. Now, let's go first drive of the third quarter. Mitchell finds White for the big gain, and he fumbles it a little bit. Luckily, though, the Ticats, well, okay, not a little bit, a lot. The Ticats recover the loose ball. That next play, Mitchell airs it out for Stephen Dunbar Jr. for the 39-yard gain. And the Ticats would end up settling for a field goal and take the lead. So, Ticats have the lead, but that didn't last for too long, because with 2 minutes to go, Ottawa at the 15-yard line, Drew Brown finds Justin Hardy wide open to catch that touchdown. So now Ottawa's up 21-16. Less than a minute to go. Bo Levi Mitchell to Shamar Bridges. That's Bridges' third touchdown of the season. Hamilton would go for the extra 2 points, did not go. And then here is that field goal to win the game from Lewis Ward with the walk-off field goal for Ottawa. So home teams are 10-6 now so far this season. Ottawa came into the week averaging a league-high 9.5 penalties per game. As for White, he had 8 receiving touchdowns in each of the last 2 seasons. Last year, ranked 3rd in the league, 2 behind Winnipeg's Dalton Schoen, who had 10. But it is the RedBlacks who win this one 24-22. And now with more, let's go to Kate Burness and the panel.
Alongside Enoch Mwamba and Milt Siegel, and for the first time since 2018, the Ottawa RedBlacks finally defeat an East opponent at home. And stop me if you've heard this before, a wild ending to another CFL game. So let's start with the ending of this one. We had Bo Levi Mitchell drive the Hamilton Tiger Cats down the field. They get the touchdown. They don't get the 2-point convert, but there's under 30 seconds left on this clock. And all of a sudden, they decide not to kick it deep. And I get it. It's Dedman on the other side. You may not want to see him, but that turned out to be a pretty big error.
No, absolutely. Again, it's the Dedman walking effect again. He didn't even return one to the house today, but he was able to impact the game. They didn't want to kick the ball to him, and that allowed him an opportunity to have a short field and Drew Brown to do just enough to get into the end zone and get the opportunity to win this game. I mean, this is what you got to do, and they did enough. They did just enough to win the game.
As you said, they got the ball at almost the 55-yard line. You're 2 plays, 15, 20 yards away from being in field goal range with Lewis Ward, and that's exactly what happened. You have to make it tough on the opposing team, because what happens in the CFL, when that clock stops after every play, 28 seconds could seem like an eternity, and that's exactly what happened. Even on the 3rd down, when it was 3rd and 1, make it a little bit tougher on them, blitz them, make them throw it over the top. Just don't give them those quick outs, those quick slants or whatever. And that's what happened. And the Ottawa RedBlacks took full advantage of it and got another victory.
Well, and here's the problem now for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. They are 0-4 on the season, and you look at their schedule, and we were discussing this before the game even began. You have the BC Lions, and then you have the Toronto Argonauts, then you get the Elks, okay, but then you have back-to-back against the Montreal Alouettes. We've seen this team have slow starts, but this is just a daunting schedule as well right now.
I mean, there's a lot of things to figure out in Hamilton right now. I mean, there's a coaching staff that they just changed. They just brought in a whole new coaching staff, offensively speaking. Defensively speaking, off the top of the show, we talked about how they brought in new guys into the mix on defense, and you saw missed opportunities, and you wonder if it's changes on play calling that actually caused that to happen. But they have to figure things out right now, because you talk about the Eastern Division right now. Montreal is up ahead, is running away right now. Toronto is looking to take position. Hamilton has to figure it out right now.
And I know one player who's frustrated. He won't say it publicly. He's not that type of player. But Bo Levi Mitchell was playing some good football, but there's no victories to show for it, so it means nothing. So they have some things they need to fix, because they have some tough losses. There's something called soft losses. These are tough losses right now. They've been in a position to win every single game, and they haven't been able to answer any of the calls. So they got some things they got to get figured out.
And another small positive, too. Tim White finally got back on track, too. He had a very nice game in this one. By the way, the theme of week number 4 was all about the kickers. We had 3 walk-off field goals. Hopefully, week number 5 is just as exciting as we send it back to Sports Center.
New on SC, here's the Tiger Cats quarterback, Bo Levi Mitchell.
Well, when Scott was just out here, he said it's really hard to send a message because, for the most part, you guys put yourself in a position to win. What are your feelings after that game?
To be completely honest, I just didn't think I played a good enough game. I know we had the last drive there, but I feel like this offense is so good, and I missed a couple of reads tonight that took us off the field, and again, it leaves the defense out there, and I know that's going to happen. You know, I mean, I'm not going to beat myself up about it or anything, but like just a 2-point play there, like it's easy to get backside, hit key on the drag, and that's the now we're a 3-point game and tie game going to overtime. So just small things I got to clean up and just keep pushing to get better.
How good did it feel to get something going with Tim White, especially in that first, drive of the whole game? He gets the touchdown. Yeah, I mean, we have a great connection, and it's happened all training camp. It happens in practice every day. Steve's there every day. He sees it. Sometimes that just doesn't translate, directly to the game. And I think Tim had a slow start last year, and he came on and led the league in receiving. So. We know who he is, and he knows who he is, and it was great to, like you said, Claire, just to get it going and kind of see him get that confidence and start to be a little bit more vocal out there. And yeah, man, when he's on, it makes our offense a little bit easier.
Not only did he make that first, and you
great catch,
but it was how good the catch was as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, he's a phenomenal receiver. He's got great hands, and I know he had the little drops there early, but that's just not who he is, man. He's an amazing receiver with awesome skill set, and a guy that we're going to rely on a lot.
How about Bill?
Yeah, I'm always proud of him. I thought he had a great game. I thought his communication was awesome. I thought he did a hell of a job protecting the football. That's not an easy team to run the football against. That's something they pride themselves on, is trying to stop that run game. And I thought our O-line moved people better tonight against a very, very good D-line veteran group too. That's very good. And I thought he hit some cutback lanes that were amazing. I thought he, great job in the check down there at the end of the game. So all in all, a great first game.
Level of frustration overall.
Frustrated because obviously we want to win. It's and you're in the bottom of the standings, and so I think that's just the tough part is knowing that we've got an uphill road to climb to. In my mind, I'm still trying to catch Montreal, right? Like, my mind's trying to get first place. It's not about just making playoffs or anything. Like, I want first place. It's a long season. I've been in the CFL for a long time, and I know that things can change quick. So we just got to keep our heads up and just keep moving.